Welcome, late night, to the Fisherman's Podcast, guys. We just talk about anything that's interesting, guys. So, I got my co host with me, James from Montana. I'm ready to go fishing. Hold on here. It's a little dark. Just wait till James come up in here. Uh, okay. Alrighty. We are in here, guys. Now, for some reason, like Facebook, like when I came up with another person, it like it literally like you go, oh, it doesn't do that.
What's up
Like
now?
before, it just like zooms in on our face, and I hated that. You go to me,
Yeah. No, I set my phone up kind of further away because the
yeah.
past live
That's
streams is like, what's
yeah.
up?
What's up, man? You can see my mustache. I'm like, what? I think it's probably gonna show that too. It's gonna be like Facebook, come on, get it together. Get it together, bro. Like, what's going on here? But anyways, hold on. Let
But
me
listen, hey, we have the whole setup, with the lap. Well, I have a laptop podcast. Eventually we got to get to that point.
I have to get a new laptop is because my old computer is like literally broken. So I had a desktop. It still works, but it just like it's so slow. So that's why like I want to get a new laptop and I still have the you know what I mean, like the old program and stuff that I could set up like a live stream, you know.
Yeah.
And if you do have a program that you can live stream, that would be amazing, bro. You know. And
Yeah, well, I sent you a few. Yeah, there was a couple of links where there's a free, like where you can broadcast it to YouTube and Facebook for free. Like you don't have to pay anything. So
it's always a
and got really good reviews as
always a
well.
and
Or actually, yeah, a buddy of mine told me about it, that podcast for a while. He's like, "This is what I used, and it worked really well." So
yeah, and I've seen like you know like all these people on YouTube like they have these programs, right? And I'm like, okay, what should I do? You know,
right,
and
yeah, you just gotta pick one and just mess around with it a little bit, and then if you just if it works out, it works out, and that's the one you use. Like you don't have to get too deep into it. You know, just read
because
some reviews.
because here's what I want to do. I already have like you know how people is always on Facebook because like some people are scared to get on YouTube, right? So it's kind of like I want to start live streaming on YouTube. So the fact that people can be like, hey, you know what? You can still get on YouTube and listen to streams from the new IFB, you know? And yeah, like a real podcast.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there's a thing where you can live stream to YouTube and to Facebook, on multiple platforms, and it's free. So
I don't know how they do that. Hey, if you know how you do that, then hey, let's go.
I don't know how to do it. A buddy of mine he's like, "Hey, this is what I use." So it's free. It's like the best
My
thing
friend
you can use that's free. So
with. this guy from Ecuador. He's actually he's a like he knows how to make like web pages and stuff. And so I'm like, hey, you know what? I do have a YouTube channel. I'm like, you can be part of the team, you know? He doesn't speak a lot of English, but this guy's cool as hell. Hey, bro, I get out in half an hour.
Who's
Elliot
that?
and it's just text us. He said he's gonna be out in half an hour. What?
Tell him 15 minutes.
What's up, Derek? Brian? We got Paul Richards. We got Derek. Who are these guys? No, no.
Oh, these are guys off of my friends list, probably.
Are they from Montana? They're up there.
No, they're from Michigan.
You remember when that whole Flint, Michigan happened? That was crazy.
Yeah, well, Flint has always been a garbage town, so.
I remember this girl that tried to hit me up in Flint, Michigan. I'm like, what? Oh, Flint, Michigan? And she's like, yeah, I'm from Flint, Michigan. I'm like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah, we're from the beautiful part of Michigan, the Upper Peninsula.
Because
So, like, yeah, so Flint and all this, yeah, Flint, that's lower Michigan.
because
More of like a city feel.
because it was ghetto, bro. Flint, Michigan is so ghetto.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I think for a time, Flint was like it was ranked up there with like like the ghettos of like Chicago, like the worst places for like deaths or something.
I like I don't understand how people can just live in those type of environment. I really don't.
Well,
Like,
I think people are just born into it and then they grow accustomed to it and they're never able to break the cycle and
do you
live
believe
a normal life, it's all they know.
right?
And then there's also like drugs, like that's what I remember of Flint. Like there's
Right.
a lot of drugs that be sent from there up to the Upper Peninsula even. So
Do you believe like okay, let's say if you were to live in a ghetto, let's say any ghetto in America, let's say Chicago, do you think that you know how people say it's systematically racist, right?
mhm.
Do you think it's like systematically
Well,
or
I think it's
your
just
choice?
like I said, if you're born into a ghetto, like and you don't have a role model or no one to like show you the ropes of life, like I can see anyone falling into that trap of just what goes on there. So
Do you think it's parenting or is
yeah,
it
like I said, if you're not brought up right, um, as a man, you're seeking out a role model, right? And then these young kids, all that's around them are like gang bangers and drug dealers, so they get influenced and trapped in that cycle.
and I think it's music also. Like have you ever drove down the street and you hear people like drove by you and they're just bumping their loud music? Listen, I am not racist at all. I just don't like loud music, man. Like when I hear loud music, it's just like boom, 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 boom. It's kind of like, do you really need it that loud? And what's crazy is, it's like when I go to Walmart, right? And what's saddening is when I see a car at Walmart and it's just loud music. And there's a kid in the car, and that kid is basically like, do you even care about your kid? You turn the music all the way up, boom, 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 rap music, and it's always
Yeah,
rap.
there'd be a kid in the car seat. They're bumping to whatever hip hop, and then they'll be smoking a cigarette. Like,
Oh,
damn, bro.
smoking in Newports, like,
That's what
yeah,
I'm saying. Could you imagine being a kid born into that environment? Like you just grow accustomed to whatever your environment is, you know? So I can see like it could happen to anyone, you know, falling into that trap of like
and
if
what's
you
crazy?
don't have any role models or people that live in those circumstances but are doing the right thing, you know, it could happen to anyone.
Listen, I don't mind if they do that to their selves. I really don't, because that's their choice. But when it's the part where they start, like, you know what I mean, like, um kind of like playing the victim role, like I'm a victim in society. That's when I get mad. I'm like, are you serious? You're the one
Well,
that,
yeah,
you know.
they end up becoming like a product of their environment, you know.
So they don't have anybody to blame except for themselves. And when we say this, we're the racist ones. You're we're like, it's liberal. It's liberalism. It's liberalism to its fine. And now you wonder why they struggle. Because I used to date a girl in the ghetto. Now it's like, bro, I've been there. I experienced it. Like, they might say, well, you're it.
Wait, Noah, did you say you used to date a black girl?
Yeah, in the hood.
What hood? Some Midwest hood or
Yeah,
what?
somebody West Hood. I'm not gonna point it out. It's because, listen, they might say, well, you're Asian, you never been there. You're not black. You never been to the ghetto. Noah, you never been to the ghetto. You don't know what it's like to survive. Listen, my experience, I don't want to go back to whatever that is. And I'm being real.
No, and I grew up. Well, I lived in Lansing, Michigan, for a couple years, and the school that I went to was like primarily black. And I remember I befriended I befriended a kid in my class, and he had the same birthday as me, and we became like best friends. But he was the only kid that wasn't black. I ended up like being friends. But I played football with the brothers too, you know, like
Yeah.
I didn't have any problems with them. So
Yeah, I grew up playing basketball. My best friend was black. We used to play basketball like in the park. It wasn't like the ghetto Chicago, but it still was kind of like back in the days. It was still kind of like you can't play at this park unless you're really good. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Yeah, and I like that, you know, like I don't have a problem
I,
with that.
yeah, like
I'll show you my skill set. Like,
yeah, like I wasn't like this uh growing up like a little nerd. Like, I actually played football. I went to like three different high schools. I went to
yeah,
West. I went to Van Meter. I went to Roosevelt and Lincoln. I graduated from Lincoln. The reason why I went so many high schools is because I was a little rebel, and it's because my mom was like, get them in the country, let and that kind of like me seeing like the countryside, like, because my sister's boyfriend lived in the country. So my mom was like, send him to the country. and let them see what the country's like. And I loved it. I was like, I went fishing and stuff, and then I actually played football and all this stuff. And but what's crazy is because you know what's crazy back then. I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's kind of like when I first went into that high school, like they'd never seen an Asian person before.
Really?
Yeah. So everybody was so nice to me. They was like, wow. I
Oh,
felt like
yeah, no,
I,
yeah, dude. Even in my school, there was only like a couple black kids. Like it was mostly just white kids, a few native. Yeah, so whites, natives, and then you got Heinz 57s like myself, quarter native, Spaniard, Polish last name, like stuff. I don't know.
so you basically you grew. Did you grow up in Montana or did you grow
No,
up?
I grew up in Michigan, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Wow.
My hometown is right on the border of
I think
Sault
you
Ste.
told me
Marie,
that.
Ontario, Canada.
Yeah. I think you told me you grew up in Michigan. You used to fish in Lake Michigan or something.
Lake Superior.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but I mean, I've been here since 2017, and like I've been to Alaska, the whole West Coast. Like this, it doesn't get better than here, as far as I'm concerned. So
so
this is my
so
new
what
home.
what is the living up there like? Is it expensive compared to other states, or is it
Yeah,
like
the cost of living here is definitely more
I
expensive.
getting liberal up there?
It's like Midwest, compared to the Midwest, it is way more expensive. But I mean, and it just recently happened in like the past, I want to say 10 years, 8 years since I've been here. That's when it started going up because everybody started finding out how beautiful it is here. And then all that show Yellowstone, I feel like that
Yeah.
played a role in it. Now people are moving out here trying to be cowboys, and you can spot those ones out. So,
Why didn't you
and then like
like?
the rich people from California just sell, their house, and then they come up here because I mean, and they
Because
could buy whatever
they
house
went
they
to
want.
California and they realized that California is a piece of shit, and they're like, no, we're gonna move out. You know, we want to be like a them country folks now, and like, but what they're doing, they're bringing kind of like the liberalism out in outskirts, kind of like it's not the city anymore. It's more like,
Well,
hey,
and then there's guys like me that came here and like seen it for what it was, and like, you know, I'm okay with those type of people, like that just appreciate Montana and want to live the lifestyle. You know, there's not a problem with that. But there's a lot of rich, like yuppies that are just wanting to come out here during the summertime, have a summer home out here.
so,
Those are the ones that are, you know,
right. But they're like bears out there, like so. They think when you think of like Montana, they think of like, hey, you know what? There are bears out here. You come here, you will get, you know what I mean, mauled by a bear.
no, and honestly, it's a rare occurrence, but my former boss,
Yeah.
when I was driving for FedEx, he knew of a DNR guy. He lives up in the Glacier area. You've heard of Glacier National Park.
Oh yeah.
He had a wildland. Uh, it's called DNR in Michigan, but out here it's like the wildland fish and game. This guy, he would love to mountain bike, and one day he came in between like a grizzly bear and two cubs, and the
Yeah.
mountain bike's so quiet, and the grizzly bear just killed him. Like, so I mean, it happens. Like it happened to a wildland fishing game guy. So I mean, it can happen.
Here's the thing with me, bro. Like, I when it comes to like national parks, right?
Mhm.
If they want to allow people to hike in the national park, then they shouldn't allow bears to be in there in the first place.
Dude, what are you talking about? That's where the bears live.
But no, no, no. But let me get to my point though. It's because of this. Okay, I get it. It's their habitat, right? But there should be kind of like when you're fishing, right? Have you ever
Yeah,
gone
I
to
mean, no, there's safe spots. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
I've hiked in the Glacier National
national
Park.
park
It's so
or else
beautiful. You got to go prepared. If you're gonna
okay,
hike out in the wilderness, you got to be prepared.
okay, but
That's what it boils down
my
to.
point is it's kind of like have you ever went like swimming in a lake, right? There's a safe point where you just
Yeah.
don't go across like just like like if you were swimming in the ocean, okay? There's a certain spot where you don't go to. I feel like it should be the same way. This is just my opinion, okay? It should be the same way in that is national parks is because it can prevent that for people that be like, okay, you know what, I shouldn't, what I'm saying, like there's a damn grizzly over there. There might
Mhm.
be. It's like unpredictable because
Yeah.
it makes me think like I could just be walking and all of a sudden I get hit with a grizzly bear. It's like out of nowhere. It's like why would I want to go hiking when I don't feel safe? Yeah,
Well, hey, man, listen, there's people that swim in the ocean and there's sharks. You know, you don't
you
have
know, you know,
there's safe areas to hike though. It's not just all infested with grizzlies, you know.
you know,
Black bears, I mean, black bears are more reasonable. Like, I'm
and
not
I,
afraid of black
I
bear.
I don't even agree with hiking. It's because I don't feel like people should go hiking. I don't know why they go hiking. It's because I watch a lot of mystery. This is how people get murdered, bro. Like, why are you going
Yeah,
hiking?
the ones that aren't prepared.
Like, what's the point of going hiking?
Well,
You,
because where I live, it's amazingly
yeah,
stunningly
it's the,
beautiful. So I mean, you want to hike to get on a higher spot of a mountain and have a different outlook. You know, there's many, and then you can hike to a waterfall. Like, there's many reasons why people hike. You can go huckleberry picking.
right. But
It's not for everybody.
I,
I mean,
I'm
you
just
know,
not
you don't,
like that. I'll
not
go.
not everybody should come out here. So
Yeah, it's not for everybody. Like for me, it's kind of like this. If like I'm not scared of bears. I'm not. It's just the fact that if I want to go fish in like let's say like Canada or something, if you want to go to those spots where the water's clear and stuff, there's a risk. You know what I'm saying? Like you might get attacked by a cougar or a bear. There's always that risk that I have to say,
bro, not fishing
I'm
though.
not going there, bro.
Not fishing. Look, you can come fish. You're not gonna get it. Actually, couple summers ago,
It's hot.
there was a
I was
juvenile grizzly bear that swam across our lake. But I mean, that's very rare though.
people go missing in Montana all the time, man.
Yeah, you gotta. If you come into Montana, you have to be a man. You know, you can't
Yeah, yeah.
and be prepared.
What's it called? Like the Crazy Mountain? Is that right?
The crazies,
The Crazies. That,
mountain range.
in the Missing 411 documentary, my favorite documentary of all time. Have you seen that?
Um,
Is that true?
yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't. The missing 411, you said?
Yeah, the Missing 411. Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, people go missing when they go out into like the wilderness, and it's like this documentary about like these. Well, there's the hunter like missing, and then there's like this 411 where people just go missing for no particular reason, and it's so
Oh yeah, and it's like a mystery, right? They haven't
yeah,
figured out what
it,
happened.
it's like they 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 kind of like they researched it and they figured out like it's impossible for like this kid to basically walk up this mountain barefooted. He just got up there. And
Yeah, have you heard of Mr. Ballin?
oh yeah, I listen to them all the time.
Yeah, he kind of shares
Yeah, yeah,
similar. Yeah.
yeah. I actually used to watch it's Paul what's his name? Paul something his name is. But he was the one that actually researched about the 411 missing. And he has
Mhm.
a documentary about it. And then Mr. Balling put it on his podcast. Then yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're true accounts. It's just mysteries, like what the hell, what happened, you know?
Yeah.
Like especially like say a seasoned hunter goes out to hunt and then he ends up missing, like that's pretty wild.
You know what I think? I think it's demonic, bro. Like I think it's the demons. Like if you really think about it, like they can't explain it, right? But
Mhm.
as
Or
Christians,
like a spiritual
yeah.
phenomenon.
But as Christians like you and me, it's kind of like it's nothing new.
Hmm.
So basically, if you're gonna go out into the wilderness, that's when the demon is gonna come and be like, you know, possess you. That's how they the demon basically get a hold of you. I know it might sound crazy, but that's how the demon get a hold of you, and then
What,
you just
like an
all of a sudden,
unsaved person, like a person that doesn't believe in
oh
Christ?
yeah, 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 exactly. If it was me that go out into the wilderness, there's no way a demon can possess me. You go,
Yeah.
that's impossible. But a person like that, like any like heathen, would go into the forest, right? They will literally get lost and die. You get what I
Well,
mean?
yeah, my pastor actually told me a story. He was a missionary over in Africa,
It's
and
crazy.
they were hiking like through the jungle, and there was like witch doctors, and he said so him and his group they were like hiking through a jungle, and they just like felt the hair on their neck like stand up, and they're like something's following us, and they didn't know if it was a wild animal or if it was like a spiritual whatever presence following them that didn't want them to be there. But my pastor said, all right, we're going to stop and pray. And they did. And then that feeling went away. So whether it was a wild animal or a spiritual whatever, it went away through prayer.
This is why. This is why. Like the only thing that I disagree with kind of like Pastor Steven Anderson or like the new IB preaching. I really do believe that Bigfoot exists. I really do. That's why.
Sam Squank,
Yeah. I.
have you ever seen the Trailer Park Boy?
Never heard of it.
The Trailer Park Boys?
I've never heard of that.
Come on, guy. Do you have Netflix?
I don't watch Netflix, man.
It's a classic. It's kind of it's.
Okay.
Have you seen the movie Dumb and Dumber?
Oh yeah, of course.
So I mean, it's kind of like as a comedic standpoint, as a show, like it was brilliant because it kind of captures like you can see these characters like in real life. Like there's people actually like the roles that they're playing. So
So do you?
and that's the best comedy is like if you have a little bit of truth, like that's the best comedy.
So do you believe in Bigfoot,
Sam Squanch?
Sasquatch, or whatever? I
Well,
mean,
I mean, I've
hey,
heard stories.
so
Um, I've never ran into one, but I, I don't know. It's a mystery.
Because what I truly believe, I think that people call me crazy. I believe that Bigfoot is like this demonic, you know. Because if you actually watch like the old video, you remember that video that came out when they heard the sounds, right? Like these, I think it was like in the 1960s or something. When they went out into the in the woods in the same place that they used to kind of like go hunting at, and then they
Mhm.
recorded it, and then the sound was like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, like the scientists actually studied it, and it was like this is not any animal. You know, it's like it was like high pitch, and it was kind of like I was like, and
No, but honestly, like, listen,
that was chilling.
I mean, at our Flathead Lake, we have like a statue of a Flathead Lake monster.
Elliot Hernandez, what's up?
So,
Perfect.
I mean, there's definitely some folklore, like stories. I mean, I've never, personally experienced it. I could see it being a spiritual thing for sure.
Hey, since Elliot Hernandez is in this, should we bring him up?
Yeah, for sure.
Elliot, are you available? We're just talking about some stuff.
Mystery 411.
So I even admit the fact. Listen, and I am not like a gullible Christian that just believe because I don't believe the fact that man has ever landed on the moon. And here's the thing, I don't know why I don't. I just don't. Okay,
No,
I
and then what happened to the technology that got us there? Why haven't we been there in recent times? That's my question.
all right. He's gonna get up in 5 minutes, and it's because it's just so much questions. It's so much videos that exposes that, and there's but here's the argument about like the Sasquatch and the Bigfoot.
Sam
And
Squam.
yeah, and they're like, well, we have like this HD cameras nowadays. Why can't it be so clear? No, they have clear pictures. It's just the fact that you can't just be like, you get what I mean? Like, and I get it. But I think the fact that you have to literally be in the woods to experience that type of experience. You just can't be just, hey, you know what? I want to record Bigfoot, bro. Like it just don't pop out of nowhere. Like it's like you're trying to record a ghost or something, right? Like
Yeah, or like I could see you're out deep in the woods at night,
yeah,
and then you hear something.
it just
Start listening.
it just comes
And
whenever.
then it gets closer, and then you go to grab your smartphone. I'm gonna get this on
Right.
audio. And then what happens to your phone? The battery dies.
Yeah.
The battery's drained.
Here's the thing about that.
See, that's a spiritual thing right there.
There's actually video evidence of like the paranormal because every I believe in the paranormal because I believe that demons exist. I truly, yeah, because I believe in the Bible, right? It clearly
Yeah,
says,
I mean, if we believe in a God that's good, I mean, obviously you have to believe in the adversary that's
yeah.
evil. I mean,
Exactly.
obviously.
I think it's, you know what's crazy to me is because I hate it when I hear people say it's a good spirit. No, there's no such thing as a good spirit that will show up to you. They're all demonic. And they'll be like, it's my past grandparents that's coming here.
Right. No, that's true. And I
Oh,
listen, I believe it because of
they're
my
protecting.
own personal experiences before I was even saved. That's how that's what kind of led me to seeking the truth. Like this stuff exists, the
Yeah,
spiritual realm.
yeah.
I
Like
mean, I'm gonna seek
for
out
this,
the truth, like what's above this.
It's like the Ouija board, right? Like I don't know why the Ouija board, a Ouija, I call it the Ouija board, but like you get what I mean? Like I don't know
That's
why.
real. That's real.
I
That it opens a door to the spiritual realm, and it's all demonic.
yeah,
It's not. There's
I,
no good spirit that comes from someone using a Ouija board. I mean, look at the account of what is it? The Exorcist of Emily Rose or whoever.
yeah.
Like that really happened,
I think that was
you know?
exaggerated, but if you
No, the movie was, but I mean, it was based on
but
a,
he
a, a
actually
real thing that happened.
because it's all demonic. It's because here's the thing. I think the demonic world, it's like it they're waiting to kind of like possess human beings, right? So basically, if people are trying to play like the Ouija board, they're basically opening it up. Okay, I'm gonna let you up, Elliot. But like it's like they're basically giving a chance for like these demonic spirits to come in and possess them, literally, and they wonder why.
Yeah, and that it's true because before I was saved, I was hanging out with a group of kids that were using it. I joined in,
Yeah.
and that's how I found out, the spiritual realm is real.
Yo,
And
can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yo, what's up, man? I'm taking over your podcast. No, what's up, brother? What's up? Hey, James, right?
yes, sir.
Man, it's been a while since I've been on the Fisherman's podcast.
Well,
Man, how you doing, Noah?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
That's good,
Doing
man.
a
Hey,
late.
we're talking about the paranormal, man. If you watch the movie of The Conjuring, bro, the Conjuring movie,
Okay.
this is actually biblical, man. So what demons do is,
Yeah.
what they do, bro, is they try to, impersonate people. So they'll make you think it's your grandma. They'll make you think it's your dead grandpa, but in reality, it's a demonic spirit.
Yeah.
And so if you watch the movie The Conjuring Part Two, there was a spirit of a demon trying to impersonate an old man. Because
Mhm,
we know that the Bible says that when somebody dies, they either go to hell or heaven. There's no in
Right.
between. There's no reincarnation. So anyway, I just
mhm.
wanted to say that. But woo, it's good to be back. Today's
So
episode, we're going to be talking about.
let,
Let's
let,
see.
let,
Which
let me get your perspective, Elliot. So do you think that there are demons that can kind of like show up as like a figure form, like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna possess your family and I'm just gonna be demonically haunting you.
Oh yeah, I believe that. I live 10 minutes from the famous 200 Demon House in Gary, Indiana,
Yeah.
and they recently knocked it down. But yeah, man, that was a crazy case. I mean, I still drive by Gary sometimes at night, and there's still people who do Satan worship on that property, but the
Oh my God.
demons do that stuff. But shameless plug.
Go
Check out the
Yeah.
ahead.
Justin. Check
Yeah.
out the Justin Zong fan page. Our dictator, long live our dictator, Justin Ching Chong Zong. I love him. That's my daddy. My dad.
What is up
Uh,
with that? What is up with
yeah,
that?
well, I'd say it as a loving thing. Like when I call
Are you
Justin,
joking
you know,
around or you guys got beef now? What's going on, bro?
Ching
what's up with
Chong.
what? Wait, what's up with who?
You
The just
said Ching Chong's on?
No,
yeah.
no, 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 no. I don't mean that in a bad way.
Okay.
I
Oh,
love my boy Justin. Yeah, that's my dad, bro. That's why I say he's my daddy. But I'm trying to be careful because when you say the word daddy nowadays, people take it, oh, this is gay. No, I mean that in a loving way, like my papa, him and
yeah,
Pastor Thompson.
yeah.
But I love brother Justin. I love my church. I love my
So
brethren. New
let
IP's
me
not
ask
dead.
you, does Justin watch these live stream or does he just
Hell no, but soon when your podcast gets better. Soon.
we're trying with it.
Dude, hey,
Will be.
right now it's the
It,
live
it,
stream, the
it's ghetto.
Fisherman's live stream.
Well, we're streaming from the ghetto.
Yeah, man. My podcast sucks too, man. I'm trying to reboot it. We're gonna get some podcast episodes going with Pastor Oz and Pastor Mejia and Pastor Anderson. Shameless plug, the Spanish Bible documentary. I'm gonna go out to the Fire Breathing Baptist Fellowship to
And
to film.
right.
Is that in Texas?
Yes, that's in Texas.
Who is in there? What's up, Maria? Who's Maria? What's up?
Man, I might have to fly out.
Yeah, I'm for sure flying out. I have to because I was gonna do it at the King James conference. I couldn't do it. I've just been having so many responsibilities to take care of at work. But
Right.
I'm trying to get the Spanish Bible documentary done. And right now we're getting persecuted by a bunch of fags at our church. I'm not gonna say too many details because the
It's
enemies of God
never
wants
ending,
this.
isn't it?
Let God burn
Yeah.
them. Let God burn them quickly.
Hey, can you say shout out to Brother Stephen Falco in his sermon? He got us on the news, but
Hey,
I feel like if you give him a shout out, Noah, I feel like if you give Stephen
why?
a shout out, it'll
Why?
get
Why?
more attention than the news.
If I them a shout out, they might get mad and they might be like, "No, this
We
dude."
might get double the protesters if you not just playing with you.
Now you know what? You know why? It's because this podcast is not like the Baptist bias, and no disrespect to Pastor, uh, you know, no disrespect to the other pastors that run the Baptist bias. Is because we raw. I love this podcast. Is because we're real. We're raw about it,
Oh, I
and
love it raw. Yeah, for sure.
you know, and no
Yeah.
disrespect to my pastor, Pastor Stephen Anderson, you know, Pastor not anymore, but Roger Jimenez, Pastor Aaron
He's
Thomas,
still a pastor. Hey, he's still a
yeah,
pastor. He's still a
yeah,
man of God.
and especially Pastor from the Steadfast, that runs the Baptist bias.
Pastor
Honestly,
Jonathan Shelley.
yeah, because I actually listened to
Wait,
it.
were you calling him Steven Anderson?
No, I wasn't.
Hey, but give Stephen Falco a
I,
shout
I
out.
was
Say
trying to
shout out.
think about what's his
Hey,
name. Pastor Jonathan Charlie.
hey, but give brother Stephen Falco a shout out. He's the one. Say, brother Stephen Falco. This is Noah. I'm giving you a shout out. That's the guy who got us on the news.
Okay. Hey, shout outs to Stephen Falcor. Hey, you know what?
Falco.
Falco. I don't know, bro.
Wait, are you trying to clip it or something?
No, no, not at all.
All right, try it again, Noah.
Say, shout out to brother Stephen Falco from Sure Foundation Baptist Church in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Hey, shout outs to. Bro, hold on. Why you laugh, James, bro? Hold on. Let me get my serious face.
Falcor, man.
I gotta slap the shoulder. Yo, hey. Stop.
All right, Noah, you don't have to do it if you don't want to.
No, I want to do it. I want to do it. I really.
Well, that was the condition. He's paying me money to come on this podcast
Hey,
and shouting Stephen Falco out.
shout outs to Stephen. Shout outs to Stephen Falco, bro. Guys, stop, bro. Just let me do it. You guys. Hey, shout outs to Stephen Falco from Sure Founder. Oh, come on, yo. Shout, shout outs to Stephen Falco from Sure Foundation Baptist Church. Hey, shout outs to Aaron Thompson, guys. You guys are doing God's work, man. Shout out.
Ooh,
Come on. You know what it is?
yeah.
Salute.
Yeah, for sure, for
Brother
sure. Yeah.
himself, Noah, and my boy James here, my
Oh, you
co-host.
know what? One more shout out. Shout out to my boy, NIFB. His name is NIFB Hermano Alex. That's his name. He
Shout out
watches your podcast a lot.
to NIFB Alex, man. We love everybody that support the new IFB.
Oh,
And
wait. Oh, his other name is Alex Soner Morales. You have to say both his names.
Alex Sodom, I can't even say that, bro.
Alex Soul Winner Morales.
Oh, okay. Yo, Alex Soul Winner Morales. Listen,
Are you sure it's not Morales?
I
shout,
wonder that sometimes too.
shout outs to Alex Soul Winner Morales, man.
I
Listen,
gotta show my chain.
this is the time right now. This you need to support new IFB like never before
This
because
is the time because we're at a war.
act
We're at a war.
right now. We need soldiers. We need soldiers to step up.
We need more
So,
soldiers.
Hernandez, do you live in Vancouver, Washington?
Oh no. Um, I wouldn't even go there but for vacation. Not just playing with you. No, I don't live in Vancouver. I live in Chicago. That's my area. I grew up there. That's where I hope to start a church there someday.
Oh, I
And
thought
I just,
that's where Pastor Aaron Thompson's church is.
Oh,
yeah, for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Oh, is it a church plant that you're going to?
Yeah, I'm going to the Indianapolis church plant. It's
Oh,
2 hours from
okay.
Chicago. Yeah.
I got you.
But hey, Noah. All right, Noah. This is what I want you to do. All right.
Yeah.
So basically, I like that little speech you were giving about we need soldiers. So I want you to give a speech, and I will back you up. But it's gonna be your speech. You're
Okay.
gonna say the speech. You're gonna be hyping up the camera, and I'm just gonna be repeating stuff you're saying. All right. Kind of to
All right.
hype you
All
up.
right.
All right.
All right.
Ready and go.
What are you talking about?
Say,
I just
say,
got back.
say.
Wait, you got to give him a countdown.
All right. I'm gonna give you an example first. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do your. I'm gonna try my best to do your voice. All
Okay.
right. And I'm
All
gonna
right.
give you an example. All right. And then you're gonna do your own. All right.
All right.
Hey guys, this is Noah, the Fisherman's Podcast, and right now we need soldiers for the NIFB, especially with Pastor Steven Anderson at the head. We need soldiers. We need men to go to war for Pastor Steven Anderson. We need men to go to war for the NIFB. Man, man, that hyped me up. Listen, just come on. No, I know you could do
You
it,
want to
man.
hear
Yes, sir.
it? Listen, this is Noah. We
This
need,
is Noah. I'm
we
hyping you up,
need
remember.
soldiers.
We
We
need
need
soldiers.
soldiers. We
We
need
need
brothers in
soldiers.
Christ
We
to
need
step
brothers in
up.
Christ to
Stand
step
in the
up.
We
gap.
need that.
We need. I like that little thing you did with your mouth. We need. I love that. I love that.
We need.
We need
It's a spiritual warfare out there.
is a
We
spiritual
need.
warfare. Yes, Lord.
We need brothers in Christ, real soldiers
Real soldiers
out here in the front
out here
lines. In the
in the front
front
lines.
lines.
In the front lines. In the
Because
front
the new
lines.
IFB is getting attacked by these
It's getting
demons.
attacked.
It's a
Getting
spiritual
attacked.
warfare out here.
The spiritual warfare.
We need soldiers.
We need soldiers.
Not anybody can fight this battle.
Not everyone can fight this battle.
We need strong-hearted
We
Christians.
need strong-hearted Christians.
We need bold. We need
We
courage.
need
We need a
bold. We need
lion.
courage. We need a lion
Because it's a jungle out here.
because it's a jungle out here.
And you know
No,
what?
I'm hyping you up, Noah. Hey, you know what?
We fighting for God. We
We're
are
fighting for
fighting
God.
for God.
We're fighting for God.
Everybody else is fighting for themselves. We fighting for
Everybody
God.
else is fighting for themselves. We're fighting for God.
All right, that's good. Now, for now.
Man, that hyped me up, Noah. That hyped me up.
Hey, James can hype you up too. Hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta get some more Diet Coke, bro.
Well, I have actually got to go. I'm so
Oh,
sorry,
you
Noah,
leaving?
to cut it
Come on.
short. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I gotta go because I've
Are you
got to go home and I've got some important things to do. But shout out to my boys. Shout out to my boys, all my boys, Kenneth, Alex,
man, you working,
Miguel,
bro?
Justin. What's up, buddy?
Are you going home or are you working?
I'm kind of doing both. I'm kind of doing both. But
He came on.
nah,
He came on to give shout outs.
All right.
He's got to
can't,
go.
I love my boys. I love Noah. I love everyone. I love everyone. I
Let me
love
ask
the new
you,
IFB.
let me ask you something. How do you feel about me going live with Pastor Aaron Thompson and past what's his name? Zung, Justin Zung.
Did you go live with them
Ching
already?
ching
No,
ching
no, I
chong
have,
zong.
but I want Justin Zung on this podcast, but I know he won't get on the podcast because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like what happened before, I feel like he thinks he's too good. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, what happened? What happened before?
You get what I mean? Like
Well,
it's
well, well. I don't
because
know that he's the dictator. He dictator does whatever he wants. So dictator, if dictator deems your
but,
podcast
but
worthy, he'll be on it.
let him know I am not a dictator. And if he wants to come on my live stream, He's welcome anytime.
All right, before I go, speaking of my beloved dictator Justin, I want
Yeah.
to sing this song that it's his song.
Eh? Sing it.
I'm Justin's on. I've made
Ching
my
chong's on.
stand. Coming to lead this freedom land.
Ching
I don't
chong.
play the left right game. Only Bible truths I stand. My claim. Ding 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 ding. Zong zong. King James fan. Bible and Glock in my Bible and one in my Glock in hand. Queers and fags and things of the past. Noah's podcast. Yeah, that's where. Oh, I mean, no. That's not how it goes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Shout out
Noah's
to Ching Chong's on.
Storm the rebels. Heaven's fire with every stroke. No more schools that teach what's fake. No more sins the law will break. Zone decides what's wrong or right based on God's word. Clear in sight. No women leaders will hold the reign. Biblical truth will stand. Something, something. Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Hey,
Shout out to
and we,
Brother Justin.
and we sing Amazing Grace.
Let's all sing it together. Amazing
Amazing grace,
grace,
How
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 sweet
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 the
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 sound
sound
that
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 saved
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 a
a
wretch
a
wretch
like me.
like
like
me.
me. I
I
once
once was
was,
lost,
but now
but
But now I'm found.
I'm found.
Was blind,
was blind.
Was
but
blind,
But
now
now
I
but
I
now
see.
I see. 'Twas grace that taught. That's how I lead singing
My
in church. My
heart
my
heart
to
soul.
to
fear
fear.
I forgot.
and grace, my
My
fear
fears
relieve.
relieved.
Sing it.
I forgot it from here now. I love you guys. I love Noah's podcast. Shout out to Brother
Uh,
James. Shout
Anytime,
out to,
welcome, Elliot, man. You are the true dude, bro.
I love you guys. I'm being for real, Noah. I love you, man. Stay out of trouble. And I
As
feel like
long
you got big
as that
potential for the Lord.
truth, I will always respect you. But if you backstab me, bro,
No, I
you,
won't backstab you, brother. I don't. Like in what?
if you turn into Isaac, you know what's up. No, I'm just messing with you.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. All right.
You too, man. That's a cool dude, guys. Go check out his podcast.
What's his podcast name?
I forgot. I'm serious. I forgot. Just go check out his name. You will see his
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, so it's like I forgot what's called, like Fate something, bro. Like, but it's kind of like him and Justin Song. So they go to Share Foundation Baptist Church with Pastor Aaron Thompson, and yeah. So I talked to Pastor Aaron Thompson before, about the whole thing that happened. I mean, it was like a long time ago, and I clarified about it, and Pastor Aaron Thompson is a real cool dude. Like, he's a real cool pastor. Like, he's not the type to be all shady. Like, he talked to me like a real down to earth person, and I really respect that. And if I would have picked a church, honestly, it would have been Pastor Aaron Thompson, because I feel like Pastor Aaron Thompson is like this, like, down to earth dude.
Well, you would have to live in Vancouver,
That's
Washington.
the thing. That's the only problem. Like, if I would have lived close, I would have, bam, like, I would have fit in, like, right away, you know. But down here, like where I live, there's no soul winning at all.
Really? There's no like local independent
There,
fundamental Baptist churches?
there is, like, there are churches that preach salvation, King James Bible, like the old
Mhm.
churches, but like like 90, almost I would say 98% of churches in Iowa don't go soul winning at all.
Wow.
It's sad, man. That's why it makes me just not want to go to church. What's the point? Like,
Well, hey, man, maybe you can start like a
that's what I want,
soul program or something.
because that's the plan. Because if I don't start it, then who will? You know,
Mhm.
I really think that I'm not trying to say I'm the I am the one like the Matrix or anything like that, but
No, but I'm saying like
in
I don't know what town you live in, but
like
there's no like soul winning churches at all.
I think God kind of like what got me saved was through Pastor Stephen Anderson, right?
Hmm.
I think because even like before I got saved, I was always like bold. Like I always had this personality where like I don't give a damn, bro. You know. And I feel like, you know, I think God saw potential in me. He was like, okay, you know. And
How long have you been saved?
I've been saying for like honestly like 10 years. And
Yeah.
it's like
So
most of the time that like my life just partying and it's just stupid shit like, you know, being a sports fanatic or whatever that may be. And it's just like I never I think it's just the area that I grew up with. If I were, you know, and I know that it's not good to say this, like if I was at a new IFB church, I would have been doing more good work for God. That's not an excuse at all. I know that's not it. That is not a great excuse. At the same time, it's kind of like, it's dry out here. It's literally dry.
yeah, I was saved. I've been saved about 10 years now too. I mean, I feel like I just started like really soul winning. Like I've done it in the past, hit and
Yeah,
miss, but now I'm being more consistent. So
it's better
I
late than
mean,
honestly.
yeah, yeah,
And people, when they get caught up in the world, I think the problem with people is that we get caught up in the world. If anything, like look at my life and learn from it. Like, I have so much potential, but I get so caught up in the world. It's
right.
because I always wanted to be like this famous artist. I always wanted to be, popular or whatever that may be. If
Hmm.
like
So yeah, the temptations, right?
I wasted all that time. If I had one wish, I could rewind time, and you know what? I would have got saved earlier in my life. I would have got saved if I had one wish. I would have got saved in my 20s and then just served God the rest of the way, and never got into alcohol. Never got into, you know, whatever. I don't do drugs, but like never partied a lot, hang out with the wrong people,
Mhm.
committed fornication, all that
Well,
stuff.
I mean, yeah, you can wish all you want. Like I wish I was born and raised in you know, I was raised Catholic, so I
Yeah.
mean, I was seeking the truth and I was led to a Baptist church, so it happened to me when I was 22. So yeah, I wish I could have been, I wish I could have grew up with it, having the truth. But I mean,
Yeah.
God has a plan for everybody, like there's a reason. I mean,
I mean, I think it's like it's almost the same kind of like, okay, you grew up in a Catholic, right? Catholic religion.
well, I grew up kind of Catholic, if anything. Yeah. I was sprinkled as a baby. So.
But like, think about it. Like, I grew up,
But here's the thing, like I've never like I knew of Christ, like even in my early years, like I've never like denied Christ, or if people would be talking bad about God, I'm like, I get that feeling like I gotta get away from this person.
but
And this is even
yeah,
before I was saved, like so I've never been bitter towards God. I just didn't have the ultimate truth. No one showed me the gospel. I had to seek it out for myself. And luckily, I was led to a local Baptist church, with a seasoned pastor.
I
That
think I
was
I think I got lucky. I honestly did get lucky. It's because of the fact that like the Asian religion is like Buddhist.
Yeah.
So basically, like honestly, there it's so hard to get out of Buddhism.
Did you practice it? Like,
Oh
that's how
yeah,
you were brought up?
yeah, dude. I used to be like a Buddhist monk, bro. I used to sleep at the temple,
Right.
and
We actually
like
we actually have a Buddhist it's very like a beautiful spot for it. I mean, it's
yeah.
peaceful, but so I can kind of see like before you were saved, like, yeah, hey, if this was what you were brought up, like,
And you know what's crazy? Like the reason why is because like when my stepdad passed away. So basically, art like the Buddhist tradition.
let buddy out.
What happened?
Oh, my daughter came in. She's
Oh.
gonna let my dog out.
Tell her I said hi. She's the cutest. Like like the like art, like the Asian tradition is basically you have to go become a little monk in a Buddhist temple. You gotta shave your head just to show respect. You go what I mean? And when I look back, I'm like, I did all that for what? Like,
No, and I remember like so Hinduism too. I remember coming across like a monk
yeah,
in the city that was like handing out pamphlets, and this guy was like a monk, and like his eyes were like bloodshot, and like I just got a sense from him, like his spirit was like it was demonic, dude.
yeah. You know what's crazy about it? Like, so when I was younger as a teen, when I was like 14 years old, I remember like when my stepdad passed away, right? And even still back then, I was seeking kind of like spiritually. Like I
Mhm.
always been that type to seek like spirituality, but
Yeah,
I didn't know who God was, right?
right.
And
Yeah.
so check this out. When I asked like the older monks, like the Buddha, right? Like this old guy, I remember sitting on a bench, right? Like sitting on a bench, and then like he's sitting next to me, and I asked him, for some reason, I asked him, "Do you believe in Jesus?" Out of nowhere, and you know
Mhm.
what? You know what he told me? He literally told me. He said, "He's like, don't believe in that garbage. It's not real." I was like,
Dang.
"Yeah." He said straight up, like, "Don't believe in that fallacy. Don't believe in that, fable." That's what he said. Like he was like one of the top like Buddha in that temple. That's what he told me.
No, and
And but
that's the
because I
thing.
don't
Like
know any better, because I
any
wanted to know the
religion,
higher power. You get what I mean?
right? But any religion, the higher ups, dude, they hate God.
Of course, and it shows. And they're all gonna burn in hell. Honestly,
Mhm.
and it's sad to say this. A lot of people like you know they a lot of people that I used to know that knew me for who I was back then. It was like, oh, you changed. You became a cult now. I'm like, no, I changed because I got saved.
Mhm.
And that's why I barely have any friends. And I don't want, like, you know, because they're all liberals.
And
They're a bunch
yeah,
of liberals.
you can't even find a good church in your area.
They don't care about the stuff that I care about. They don't have the same. It's because the Bible truly, clearly says the fact that, we shouldn't, like, be around people. We can't yoke with people that don't share the same belief as us
Right.
because we can't get along. And it's true. Because have you ever hang around people that don't believe in God, right? It's like they're just trouble. They're literally just liberals, trouble, because they've been brainwashed by the world. Because you know how I know this? Because we all been brainwashed by the world once before.
Right.
And
No, and back in 2017, when I
yeah,
first got here, I was going to college, and they hold like every year they have like they set up a bunch of like booths and stuff for like jobs or all kinds of stuff. And there was this older lady there. She's like, "Can I read your palm?" And I'm like,
hmm
and I was like, "Sure." I just put my hand out there. And then she's like, at first she was speaking good things, and then she turned like and started like, do you have any illness or like? And I'm like, well, I just pulled my hand away. Like she was like, it felt like she was like trying to put a curse on me, like of a medical illness or whatever. And then come to find out, this same lady, because she was kind of big in the community, she'd do other stuff too. But then I find out later that she died due to like medical complications.
oh
And
wow,
she was like trying to transfer whatever she had on me. I don't know what she was trying to do. But I remember like yanking my hand away, like, what the hell? Like, what
like
is
witchcraft.
that? Yeah. And then, yeah, and you could feel like there was like a spiritual like heaviness around her too.
So
So I should have never even gave her my hand, honestly.
right.
I was just kind of like, why not?
So I remember like um uh my brother, his girlfriend used to like do those cards, those witchcraft
Oh
cards.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The tarot,
yeah.
tarot.
And
Yeah.
so I actually like let her, like, she said I could tell you your future with the cards.
Hmm.
And so I wanted to know like what's my future. And I remember her like doing my cards, and all of a sudden she paused and she looked at me. She was like, I was like, what are you pausing for? And it showed the card where it's kind of like, I don't know what it was. Like she knew that I was going to be saved for some reason.
Yeah, because they know the
Yeah,
spiritual
they know.
realm. Know.
She,
No, like
she's
that lady probably knew I was saved, and she was like trying to put a curse on me or something. Because they
yeah,
know, dude.
yeah. They can't because it don't matter how hard they try, bro. Like if you're saved, there's no way they can possess you. Like let's say a
Or
saved
or
person.
even try to or even try to put a curse on you. They can't even do that.
Yeah, and let's say like a saved person go into a haunted house, right? Like we like the demon can't possess us, honestly. But if other people go in there, they're going to get possessed. You know?
Well, the demons could probably mess with you though.
Oh yeah, they can mess with you, but they can't possess a safe
Right.
person
Yeah.
unless like you are literally like wanting them to like mess with you, then they'll mess with
Yeah.
you. But if
That's
you
why, and that's why we have to avoid like anything that's unclean or anything, that's not serving light who we believe in. Like, who are they serving? It's either one or the other.
right,
You know.
because like a safe person, like they have to understand like they have the power of Jesus Christ, right? Let's say if they're being haunted in a house or whatever, they have the power to be like, hey, you know what? In the name of Jesus Christ, you need to get out, and the spirit, that demon will get out because they
Mhm.
fear Jesus Christ. They fear, the power. They fear people that are saved because people that are saved they know the truth. It's because people that are being haunted, and I watch a lot of mysteries, is because they're not saved. That's why the demon's messing with them. And it don't
Right.
matter how much Bible they read. They try to get these priests, these Catholic priests in their house trying to like, get rid of the ghosts. You're not gonna get rid of ghosts like that. You know, you're not gonna get
Or
rid of.
demonic
Yeah,
spirit.
yeah. You're not gonna get rid of these demonics like that. It's
Well, and
because
I read up on it, like what the Catholic priests do. All they can do is like, if they get the spirit out of the person, the spirit goes somewhere else into it possesses enough. They can't like get rid of it. They can just transfer it, is what I read. So
from what I believe, I feel like there are there are demons around us, but the fact that there are angels to protect us, right?
mm.
It's because
Well, and listen, we're indwelled by the Holy Spirit.
yeah,
So I mean,
but the
it's within us.
exactly like the problem with unsaved like heathens,
Hmm.
they don't have angels around them to protect them. So
Right.
they're literally being haunted by demons.
Well, like I said, when I was unsaved, I mean, I kind of dabbled into the occult. Basically, that's what it was. And I
Yeah.
feel like God was protecting me through that because he knew one day I was going to be saved. So I feel like
Right.
the ones that will be saved, God will protect, you know.
Right.
Because I went through, like, after I dabbled into that, I went through a series of depression and like suicidal thoughts. Like, I remember I was like, what is this? Like, this isn't me. Where is this coming from? And this was before I was saved. Because I was dabbling into the occult and like literally maybe Satan was just trying to snuff me out before I got heard the gospel.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, my main question before I was saved is like, why is it that we are all here? I was trying to figure out that question. Like, there's got to be a reason why, what's the purpose, right? And then that's what I was just seeking truth in that way, like I studied all the major religions and I found the ultimate truth. So,
Yeah, exactly. And listen, I had Mormons before I was saved. I had like these two Mormons coming to my house, right? They kept knocking and stuff, and honestly, I fell for it.
yeah, and you were hanging out with them?
I actually went to their church, but the experience that I had was crazy. So I didn't know what baptism was. So basically, I heard about Jesus, right? And then like these two Mormons, they were like teenagers.
Yeah,
And
but they carry a King James Bible too.
no, at that time they carried the Book of Mormons, and they was trying,
Yeah, but no, they also carry a King James Bible.
and
The
they were like,
Mormons around here, they have a King James Bible and the
yeah.
Mormon Bible.
So basically, they tried to preach to me like about Joseph Smith, and I'm like, who is Joseph Smith? Like, why aren't you preaching to me about Jesus? Because
Yeah.
and so check this out. I said I want to go to your church so I can get baptized, and so I was like, and they were like, okay, just because they wanted me to kind of like, what I mean, get involved into their religion. So I went to their church, walking around. I'm like, oh, this is a nice building. And then I saw like a guy and an old lady walk out of like this room, right? And I
Hmm.
looked at them, and they're like, they had like this mean look at me, like, who is this guy? Like literally, like the cultic, like I'm like, why are they looking at me like that? And now I look back, like they're cultic, bro. Like nobody's at that church. It was just me, the two Mormon teenagers, and freaking like two weirdos that walked out of the room and mean mugged me. I was like, what the hell?
There was no one there.
No, because I wanted to get baptized, right? And then I decided, no, I don't want to get baptized. This is kind of weird. I told them that, and they was like, okay. I was like, yeah. I want to go home. This is weird. Like this. I was like,
Bro, we have a Mormon church in our town, and
yeah.
they got numbers on Sundays,
Did you
which
know
is pretty sad.
Did you know that the Utah Jazz is owned by a Mormon? They,
Well, yeah, that makes sense
they
because that's
and
like the capital is Utah, isn't
yeah,
it?
the like Utah is basically the whole state of Utah is owned by Mormons, literally. And it's kind of like that's why you have what's her name? That YouTuber that basically like tortured the kids because it was based like she believed in like Mormonism. What's her name? I
She
forgot.
tortured their kids.
Yeah, she basically like she was a famous YouTuber that gave people advice how to like raise kids. I forgot her name. And then they found out that she basically had like dungeons in the desert in Utah or somewhere. And then like they went to her house. They broke like she got caught red-handed and like she's serving like life sentence now.
Well, what was she doing? Just torturing her kids, or was she like recruiting? If she had
She was
tons,
basically like yeah,
like
basically
human
that.
trafficking.
She was like starving. Like she literally like locked up her kids, bro, in the basement and stuff like that. Ruby something. What's her name? I forgot.
Ruby Mormon.
Psychopath, bro.
Yeah,
This
and that's what happens, bro. Like, but this is what I don't understand because I guess, before I was saved, I was seeking the truth.
Ruby
Like,
Frank, her name.
I was asking, like, I wanted to find out. So I feel like anyone can do that, even if you're not brought up, a Christian. If you're seeking the truth, like really seeking, you'll find the truth. You
Right.
know, knock and it will be answered unto you. So I feel like, yeah, no one is with, no one has an excuse at the end of the day.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
what people don't realize is the fact that, there is a literal hell. Like they live in this society where
no, what do? They mock. They mock at that. Like, what is that? Like it becomes a joke. Like, like even just bringing it up, some
yeah,
people are just like, they'll scoff at it. And
exactly.
who's doing that to them? Like, who are they being influenced by?
And the reason why, like, when I talk to people that are, lost in this world, that are heathens, they think it's a joke. Like, oh,
Yeah.
you're one of those, Jesus, you're obsessed with Christianity,
Or yeah, a Bible thumper, they'll
Bible,
call you.
you're a Jesus, whatever. You're obsessed with Jesus Christ, and you're part of that cult. No, it's because listen, you don't have nothing to lose. What do you have to lose to believe? It's crazy. It just shows people's pride at the end of the day. Like, it's like they don't even want to believe anymore because, yeah, well, my life's been shitty. I've been abused. So, F God, I get it. I, I, I feel the same way sometimes. Like, sometimes I want to say that too. And I do sometimes. It's
Well, and
because,
that's the thing. They either become bitter towards
yeah,
God,
it,
or they get sucked into some works-based whatever religion, because there's only two. It's either works, good works, or Christ. That's it. I mean, look at all the other religions. That's Everything is based on being a good person, or even like the new age philosophy that all these kids are into. Like, it's all about yourself. Like, it's within you. It doesn't, like, it's all garbage. But it boils down to works in Christ. That's it.
It's because they don't realize it's not God that's doing that to you. It's the devil. And this is why I tell them there is both sides to the story. You can't just be like, it's God's fault. It's God. Well, if you believe there is a God, then you have to believe that there is the devil.
Yeah, and that's another thing that they'll bring up is like, oh, if there was a God, why do all these horrible things happen to
Exactly.
innocent people?
It's
You know?
easy. It's easy to blame it on God. It's easy. I can blame it on God every
And I
day.
tell them, well, who's the God of this world? The little G.
Exactly.
Like Satan is running things right now, and God's allowing it, obviously. But that's what they can't comprehend that. You know, if you're not saved, you can't even understand the Bible. So
For example,
yeah, it's a
it
spiritual
like
thing.
yeah, it's kind of like people like Sarah, right? Like you know, I don't want to bring this up. Like she's gone through a lot, and I tell her it's not God that you've been through so much. That's why you want to blame it on God. It's because the devil has got you to the point where you're turning against God. The devil has brainwashed so many people on this earth. It's to the point where it's kind of like that's why he does it because he doesn't want you to believe in God, to turn
Yeah,
you
because I mean, yeah, there's the father of lies, right? What does the adversary do? What is his purpose? Is to deceive,
yeah.
um, and
The Bible,
just destruction. He hates man. He hates God. And
mhm,
then if he can deceive other people to hate God,
yeah,
he's a recruiter at the end of the day.
yeah. I mean, he comes to cheat, to kill, and to destroy.
Yeah, a recruiter and a destroyer is what he is.
And this is why, like, oh, you know what? When we speak up against homosexuals, and I want to get into this, it's because when we speak up against homosexuals, it's like, oh, you guys are very hateful.
Yeah.
No, we're just warning you about.
Or and then they'll bring up like judge not. They'll bring that up. That's all they'll say. It's like, come on. That's all you got. Like they're trying to, oh, this guy's a Christian, and after they call you hateful, that's what they'll bring up.
Yeah. It's because they've been brainwashed by the devil to the point where it's kind of like it. And the Bible says clearly the fact that they got their mind twisted. They would think that right is wrong and wrong is right. They would think that you know people that are righteous is evil.
Right, yeah. Dark
Crazy.
dark is light and light is dark to them.
Yeah. And when we try to warn them about it, oh, you're just pushing your Christianity on me. What more
Right.
excuse are you gonna make? Are you serious? Are you serious right now? Like it's like they don't have common sense anymore. And the problem with people in this world is like they don't have any common sense. It's because they've been brainwashed to the point that they just they defeated, they're done, and they just don't want to hear it. You know.
Well, and they're spiritually blinded, So when you try to speak truth to someone that's like too far gone, it's like they'll get offended at
Oh,
anything that you say
yeah.
that, you know, with the word of God. They'll be offended at anything.
It's like you got to bring them back like CPR. You know. It's because it's like they don't know because it's kind of like both of us, right? Before we were saved, we used to think the same way as they did. You get what I mean? Think about
Yeah. But yeah, because I
how
was
most stuff.
dabbling into the
Yeah,
occult. And so in a way, I was kind of, yeah, we were one of them at
yeah.
one point.
In a way, like if I wasn't saved right now, if you would have talked to me right now, I'd be like, oh, what are you talking? You Jesus freak, get out of here. You know what I mean?
No, but when I was unsaved, I was open minded. Like I'd have
I was stubborn as shit.
conversations with anybody. I mean, because I was seeking the truth, though. That's the difference. Like
Yeah.
I knew of Christ, I just didn't know,
I,
being brought up that way.
I think it's because like deep down, I kn for some reason like I knew I was a good person, and, and I know that there's none righteous, no not one. But deep down though, like I knew I was a good person. It was kind of like I just wanted to fit in. Like I wanted
Right.
when I was young,
Yeah.
I wanted to be popular. When I was in high school, I wasn't popular. I was really what's that word? Kind of like ignorant and very kind of like scared to talk to girls or whatever that may be. And I
Mm.
just wanted to fit in. And that kind of like made me, you know, became a rebel as I got older. You know, I was very stupid. Let's put it that way. So now I'm just like, I think that helps me kind of like talk to people because I've been through that. And it's kind of like, like God like says, hey, you know what? That's the greatness of God. Like he can turn the most stubborn dude. Like if you were to see me right now and see me back then, bro, it just like it's not even comparable.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I mean, we all have a worldly past. If you weren't
Yeah,
like born and raised in the faith, I mean, we all have a past, but that's done away with through Christ. And even we can still become backslidden. No
hmm
one's perfect. So,
yeah. We all have to fight the flesh every day, and
right.
I think when we both see like what's going on in the world, we get mad, and
Oh,
I feel like if we don't get mad at evil and wickedness, then we're not right with God, honestly.
right.
I mean, you see all this stuff that's going on. Like, it's crazy. You heard about the Cincinnati stuff, the brawl. They want to call it a brawl, whatever. Like, you see it, like,
What about, did you hear about that stabbing that happened in
yeah,
Michigan?
I heard about it. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's just evil. And it's always against, like, you notice, like, I watch a lot of mysteries. Like, it's always against people. Like, these killers, like, if they're demonic, they always attack the vulnerable. They always
Yeah.
attack ladies or kids. They never attack guys, bro.
No, yeah, I read a study on like human trafficking. Like if they're seeking out like a little girl or a little boy, they look at the dad first. And if the dad's not even there, I mean, they'll go in, but they'll look at the dad, and then that's how important it is to have a dad and a mother stay together. If
Right.
you have a family, it is very important to stay together no matter what.
And like, these killers are monsters. Like, they don't give a damn. And you know what's crazy? Like, I hate it when people say, well, you got to forgive them. And you know what? I say, bring the death penalty back. Bring the death penalty back. And what grinds my gears is these victim parents be like, we forgive the killers. We forgive. No, no, no.
Yeah, what, you're gonna forgive a psychopath for murdering your child?
What I mean.
That's insane. That's not even true forgiveness.
And the justice system, bro.
Yeah.
They always
If
want to get.
if you're listen, if your child was murdered, you would want whoever did that to your child to be put to death. There's no forgiveness in that.
in a
Do away with the monster.
in a perfect world, bro.
Yeah.
In God's laws, they would have been executed right away.
No, and then you brought up, like the homosexuals, if you call that out, they'll call you hateful. But if you study, I studied up on all these serial killers. Like most of them were homosexual. And then I believe they get to a certain point, they
Yep.
cross a certain line where God takes his hand off.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing we can do with this guy. He's going the way of the adversary, and that's when they do the most wicked things.
Yeah.
That's where the serial killers come. That's where the psychopaths come in. When God's done with them, that's when they're able to do all these evil things
I
that aren't natural, you know.
I heard of the most like crazy mysteries, like the most like gruesome murders. Like it pisses me off. That's why I stopped watching it. It's because these people, okay, let's say a serial killer, right? Nowadays, even back then, right? They can get away with all these murders, right? But as long as they take a plea bargain, they won't have to face the death penalty. It's because you know why? Our justice system, our justice system is set up to protect killers. Honestly. So all you gotta do is they're already psychopaths. So all they gotta do is go out there and murder everybody. But they're gonna be like, hey, you know what? Let's not put them to death. Let's lock them up and feed them every day and night and protect them from the inmates. So basically, they protecting them after they just went on a murder spree, killing the family, killing the daughters. Like it's pathetic. It's pathetic. Our justice system is pathetic. It's being ran by a bunch of liberals who agree with abortion, who agree with murder, and who support serial killers.
Well, even like the human trafficking thing. There's this guy I was following, Tim Ballard, that was trying to expose what's going on. And come to find out, America, where we live, is number one for this human trafficking thing, for
Of course.
pedophilia, whatever. So that's why they get shut down, because where we live, we're doing it the most.
But that's
And
why
that's pretty wild to think about. Think about that. Where we live is for human trafficking alone.
well that's
We're
why
the
they
most
haven't released
wild.
like why don't you release the Epstein files? Come on.
Yeah, because
Because
people
they're
in the
protecting
because I it's not just Trump. I don't know if he's on the
yeah,
list or
yeah,
not, but I'm saying the higher ups in the
yeah.
government. That's
Yeah,
why they
he
can't
could have been
release it,
released
because
a long time ago.
they'll
He's not
all be exposed.
yeah.
So they're not going to allow Trump to release that.
Because you know why? Because Epstein is a Jew. Epstein's a Jew, and the majority of people that runs Hollywood are Jews.
Yeah, and what Epstein did is he had his island, whatever. He'd bring in a bunch of underage girls and then
Yeah,
bring in like, top, higher up people, and he would record it all so he could have, what do they call it? Yeah, blackmail, to where like he's untouchable in a way because he has this guy that's higher than him on footage doing this, so
but
that's why he was untouchable for a while and got away with a lot of shit. Not to mention America is like the worst for this
you know
human
what?
traffic.
You know what I think? I think the fact that like you hear on the news like Trump's doing this and Trump's doing that, right? I think the reason why he's doing all this stuff is just to kind of like to to kind of like keep up the conservatives. He tries to deflect that like from the Epstein thing. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
he wants to keep the conservatives busy into America's doing great now because he's doing this and all the ICE and all this stuff. Like
Well, no, he wants to move on from that. He's like, he just wants people to forget about it, but no one will, because that was part of the reason why he got elected, because he was
that,
saying he would release that.
yeah, he was a
So
liar.
people aren't going to let that go.
Yeah,
even though he's like trying to move on from it. Like no one's gonna let that go.
yeah, and it's because I truly think it's like I think Trump, like he he's a fraud at the end of the day. Like he's a fraud, but like all of them are a fraud, right?
Yeah, but I mean, he's a
Like
better
who?
option.
Yeah,
He's a better
we're
option
better
than
off with Trump. That's the thing. But they're all frauds at the end of the day. And the
yeah.
fact,
'Cause any person that's that high up, anybody that would want to even be the president, I mean, they have ulterior motives. Like anybody that's seeking that amount of power, I mean, there's something going on
what what do
spiritually.
what do you think our country is going to be in like 4 years after Trump?
4 years
I mean, like you get what I mean, like 10
after
years.
he's done. I
Who do you
don't
think is
know.
going to be the president? Because Trump
I
can't
have no
for a
idea.
third.
I don't
This is
really
his second
follow.
term.
Yeah, I don't really follow this
I
too
don't
much.
either. I'm just wondering, like, who do you think? I think they're going to elect the most liberal. I
Yeah, because the
it's going
pendulum
like
swings,
that.
right? It'll go
It's
far left and then it'll go far right. This has been happening. That's what happens. It goes left and right,
yeah,
left and right. But really, at the end of the day, it's the same. I feel like whoever's running America, it doesn't matter who gets elected.
yeah. I think
Because the president only has so much power,
right.
anyways, you know?
Like it's a stage. Like
You just like you follow the money, they're the ones in control, just like Israel. Like Trump is in Israel's back pocket, therefore America will always be in their back pocket because of all the banks they have. We
and
can't even fathom the amount of money they have. It's insane.
and you know it's crazy. Like not only they control like the politicians, like Israel has controlled like the majority of churches. It's sickening.
Well, I mean, like the conservative Christians, I mean, like
Even the conservatives.
the Southern Baptists or
Mm,
whatever.
yeah. The old
The
guys.
ones that are for Israel, like, are, are you reading the same Bible I am? You know, it's wild.
You can't tell them is because it don't make sense to them. They don't want to hear it. Because let me tell you something. I used to know this guy, right? And I used to go to church with him, this old IFB. And he used to listen to Pastor Steven Anderson. But he agreed with everything that Pastor Steven Anderson says, but he doesn't agree with after the tribulation because he's a pre-trib.
Hmm.
And so the fact that like and like it's like it's clear in the Bible. But you know, like pre-tribbers, they're just so obsessed with
No, and honestly, a lot of the pre-trib guys are the ones that support Israel too.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
So at
like
the end of the day, if
him.
they're like messing up on one truth of the Bible, like, they could get sucked into supporting Israel, you know?
It's not like they've been sucked into this even way before Pastor Steven Anderson started preaching about after the tribulation. Now, Pastor Steven Anderson wasn't the first one to say, hey, you know what, after the tribulation, right? There were pastors before him that preached about it, but the fact that they got shut down. But now,
Right.
Pastor Steven Anderson brought it to light in the fact that when we read the Bible more, even in Thessalonians and like, you know, even in Revelations, the fact that it shows us the fact that when Jesus Christ is coming back, this is after the tribulation, but they still say, well, you know, it's before the tribulation. How can you say that? It's because they're getting paid. These churches are literally getting paid to, you can preach anything, but don't preach about the tribulation. Why? It doesn't make any sense at all. Don't preach about the homos.
You know, yeah. So yeah, the pre-trib thing. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what they'll say is like, so we're gonna go through persecution, that we've never been through before. Like, we're not gonna be here for that. Or they misinterpret it and think like God pouring out his wrath is gonna be on us, but that's way ahead.
It doesn't make
You
any
know?
sense because
Yeah,
you think about it. Okay,
it's post-trib, pre-wrath. You
yeah.
know,
So basically, if people don't understand what that means, it's the fact that Jesus Christ has to come back before he pours his wrath.
right?
And the fact that he has to come and take his people out from,
And the Antichrist has to come
yeah,
here first too.
yeah,
There's many things that have to happen.
yeah. So when the pre-trib, what gets me is because it's mainstream. It's mainstream Christianity where it's kind of like, well, Jesus Christ can come at any time. It's because they read that scripture. It will be like a thief in the night, and nobody knows the time. But here's the thing what Paul said. Paul clearly said, hey, you know what? He says, listen, you don't even got to worry. He said, you know damn well. I'm talking to you, brother. You know damn well what time he gonna come back. Paul, the greatest Christian to ever live, Paul himself assured us. He says, Paul didn't tell us the exact time. Okay.
Oh yeah, because no one knows the day
Yeah.
or hour. But I
But
mean, there's signs,
yeah,
there's things in the Bible that lead up.
right.
When certain things happen, we can be like, all right, the
Exactly.
time's
Like
coming.
certain things has to happen first according to the Bible, like Revelation, like the mark of the beast and all that stuff.
Right.
Like the thing I found oblivious about pre-trib is the
And
fact
and they
they
have to still
they
build the
ignore all,
temple, and the Antichrist
yeah,
has to, you know,
yeah, they ignore all of that. It's because they're so stubborn about it. It's like, why would you ignore all of that? And then, you know what, they would preach about it, but then once it gets to the point where it's like after the tribulation, they're like, nope, we're gonna skip that. Come on. It's like they skip Leviticus, they skip, you know, all
No, I feel like most of the pre-trib guys, it's like that's what they were taught. So they've never even really studied it out for themselves. Like that's what they were taught. And
it was it was
maybe
type
it boils down to
it's
that they
grooming.
just haven't studied it out enough.
It's like, okay, they are saved. The majority of here's the thing about us, I find it funny, okay? Like the majority of people that go to the OIFB churches, like the majority of them are like I'm talking about Baptists, old IFB, King James Bible. They're mostly saved.
Right.
They believe like, okay, we're against homosexuals. They're not gonna say it out loud, but they truly believe the fact that, you know what, they're against homosexuals. But then what's crazy is it always has to do with Israel, bro. It's because you know why? It's the devil's work. This is how deluded. This is how we know the fact that the great falling away is going to happen is because it's been happening like right now. It's the fact that once it gets to the point, even though saved Christians can't take the mark of the beast, they're literally going to be, you know what? They're going to get hit blindsided.
Yeah, if it happened in our time,
Yeah.
the pre-trib guys are gonna be like, "What's going on here?" Because they think they're no, we're gonna go through this. God of this world, the little G, is gonna come after every Christian that's alive. Because we're not going to take the mark of the beast, so they're going to come and try to kill us. That's what's going to happen.
And they know
So, I mean, if it happens in our time, they're going to be, yeah, like you said, blindsided. They're not going to be prepared for it.
and they know you know what they're going to do? All they're going to do is sit in the church and pray all day. But like, save us, Lord, save us. No. Jesus Christ cannot come back until the Antichrist takes over. until the mark of the beast, until basically it's a genocide worldwide.
No, but okay, if it did happen in our lifetime, what would you do?
If
Like
it happened,
no, they're coming for you to kill you. And everything's surveyed, everything's under surveillance. They know where you are, and
okay,
they're coming.
I there's nothing you can do. I think that even if you run away, you know what? I think they'll
Like
find.
even if you're in the woods, like
Yeah,
they're still
but
coming for you.
even like we would know when like the alarm would go off, like as Christian, like real Christians, like we would know, and then we would probably be like, hey, you know what? Let's go into the woods. We just not gonna stay in an apartment because when we
Oh,
know what's going on,
and then another thing, we're not taking the mark of the beast, so we can't buy, we can't sell.
and I
So
think
we would have to barter, is what we would have to do in
exactly
those terms.
it's
Dude,
because
I'd be up in the mountains. I'd have a can, and then I'd be seeking out other brothers and sisters in Christ, helping them out. Like,
and I think this is why
I don't
like
want to say it'd be fun, but I mean, if it were to happen, let's go.
this is why it's really important.
Because you know, even if they get me, even if they kill me, so what? So be it.
Mhm.
But I'd fight.
Like you try to survive as long as you can.
Yeah, I would.
I yeah, and preach the gospel. You
Because they're gonna kill you anyways. I mean, what are you gonna do? Wait for them to get you?
I
I go set up and
yeah,
wait for them. Like I'd be prepared. Like come get me.
like
I ain't going down without a fight.
yeah, like have some weapons. You better have
Yeah.
and preach the gospel. You know, get people saved because there are like lost souls out there. I think
Oh yeah, for
it's gonna be
sure,
like a
for
rock.
sure.
I think it's gonna be like um at that time, like it's not gonna be like the movies how you see like the Book of Eli, how they try to.
No, you'll know the ones that already took the mark.
I
You'll
think
know them.
it's gonna be just darkness. It's just gonna be darkness. It's gonna be, but the people that are saved, like the Bible says, the fact that you know what He is gonna take care of us. You know what I mean? Like, but like I think the fact that if we just keep preaching the gospel, people that are out there continuously, they know it's the end times, and they're not scared to go out there and preach the gospel, getting people saved. I think God will protect them.
Yeah, but
I say,
that's the thing. The government would be coming after you with all the resources.
oh yeah, he's trying to take down Pastor Stephen Anderson right now. He's going to do the same thing. Like if you out there soul winning and you getting people saved, the government is going to be on your ass more than ever. You know, and I feel like what's crazy about that? I think you think about this, okay? I think
No,
time.
but think about like if it happened in our life.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is, it's like if you think about time, like our life, like society itself, okay, like how we began, right? Like foraging and like harvesting. I think it's gonna go like people that are more like organic right now, like they know how to harvest, they know how to grow, they know how to.
Yeah,
Like, it's
they
gonna
know how to
be
hunt. They know how
yeah,
to fish. They know how to grow their own food.
it's
'Cause like
gonna
I said,
be
you would have to
very important.
barter. You would have
Yeah,
to barter because you can't buy, sell, or trade. But
exactly.
if you don't know how to do any of that, you're done. You're
Yeah.
done for.
I think that's why as parents, I'm not a parent, so like, but if I had kids, like I would teach them how to hunt and fish and protect themselves, because once you never know, like the next generation, they might be living in the end times. I don't think we are living in the end times, but we're getting close. But I think our kids, the next generation, they will live in that end time, in the mark of the beast time, where oh, well, I learned a lot from, James, my dad. He taught me how to barter and all this fishing and stuff that would help them. Well, I learned a lot from Noah, like, yeah, because they told us this was going to happen.
But and that's the thing, like the newer kids that are coming out, the newer generation, like yeah, there's a lot that are screwed But I mean, these newer kids are powerful. If you train them up right,
Oh yeah,
because God,
they're
listen,
big. Like
God knows,
I don't
no, God knows what's
know, but
coming. So each generation's different. Like millennials are different than boomers. Gen X is different
I don't
from.
eat them, bro. They're big.
So I'm saying, like, if this
Big.
newer generation, if they're trained up and brought up right, like I'm doing with my girls, like,
But I think if it's here, it's not physical. I think like if you think about Paul, right? You know, you got to remember like he was a soldier. Like you really think about like he's probably a big dude. I mean, if you got to be a captain of an army, like he's probably a big dude. But Paul has never like once he got saved, he's never been like physical because he used
no,
his
and he was blinded by
yeah.
Christ himself,
And I think
because
that
he was persecuting Christians.
I think
And
our mind is
God has a use for everybody.
right.
If you're following Christ, he's got he has plans for you.
Yeah,
And it may not be plan A, plan B. I don't know if you're backslidden or what, but he'll always have a plan for you as long as you're here.
exactly.
There's work to be done.
I think if you're willing, and I think that you understand like just common sense, you understand you know what the goal is. You know, God's goal is for you. If you like set yourself, say, hey, you know what? This is our purpose. As this is my purpose in life, is to serve God. You get what I mean?
Yeah, and I believe, I was in a bad rollover accident about a few years back. And I mean, it was my own doing, but I feel I wasn't going to church, I mean, so in a way, like even if you stray away from him, like he has ways to bring you back. And after that accident,
Amen.
all that he would put on my heart was soul winning. That's it.
Amen.
Like, now's the time. There's no more straying away.
Yeah, and I strayed away so many times, bro. And
And not necessarily like straying away, but backsliding, as in like you're
exactly,
not going to church as much, you're not reading your Bible as much.
I think that the only way we can turn to God, I think the fact that he if you let's say if you backsliding and you straying away, like you have to be punished. I think punishment, like what
Well, a
for
spiritual spanking.
yeah, for you to come back to him,
Hmm.
it's because that's how like okay, you need to wake up. Now you can serve.
And that's the thing. Like, even if I struggle with pride. Like, he has ways of humbling you too.
Yeah,
Like, if you're becoming too prideful, like with
we're all sinners, man.
whatever your skill set is, like
Yeah,
if you feel like you have this skill set, you're doing it on your own. God's like, he'll humble you,
yeah.
and then because that's the way he can use you. It's like through weakness. Like, you know, it
So
doesn't matter how strong you are, you think you are. Like,
right.
you can't do it
So
on your own.
I'm gonna say this and I'm ending like this, and I'm gonna give you a chance to speak before we end this. But I feel like what, if people would put their pride away and just use that, like I feel like God created us to have a passion, right? Passion in worshiping Him, passion in glorifying Him. If people use that passion to serve God instead of use that passion for worldly things, like you see all these celebrities and all these athletes, they're so passionate. Imagine if they use that passion, use that talent, not for money, but for God. Imagine
Right. Yeah.
how great it would be. But go ahead.
Yeah. Like I myself, like I was ever since I could remember, I was obsessed with music, right? And nowadays, like, yeah, I'm gonna start praising the Lord with that gift that I was given, you know. But yeah, so like I said, when you become saved, you start walking with Christ, right? And then you become backslidden, you start straying away a little bit. He'll do things to chip you back to his path. If you're truly saved and you're a child of God, you can't, there's nothing you can do to get away from him and his purpose.
Amen. And I'll add to that too, is because I think we both like I've been in a I've been backsliding like before, and like when you backslid, it's kind of like you think in your mind like I can never come back to God because I messed up, right? But it's the devil that makes you think like that. It's because the devil keeps pushing you and like you're not worth it. God hates you. You can never come back to God because he's ashamed of you. And that's in my mind, I'm like, man, I committed so much sin. Like God would never, you know, God would never receive me back. But see, it's the devil
Yeah.
messing with
And
you.
with me it's temptations,
Yeah,
pride, you know. But you can like but that's the flesh. That's the works of the flesh, right? You know, if we're walking in the spirit, we're not gonna have to deal with all that. Like if you wake up and put God first, like set the tone for the day, spend some time with God before you even start your day, you know. It's the
yeah,
days where you wake up and just roll out of bed and you're not even thinking about God. Those are the days where,
yeah.
you know,
No,
temptation will
yeah,
arise or
yeah,
whatever you deal with.
right. Like you got to play catch up now. Like, oh man, I
Yeah,
should.
because the
I
Apostle Paul
should God.
said he
Yeah,
dies daily. He had to die daily, pick up the cross.
that, yeah. And there's been so many days where like when I get when I get back to God, I feel so spiritual, right? It feels like even like when I think about some stuff in my mind, I'm like, man, I ask forgiveness constantly. But when I'm like backsliding and away from God, I don't care. You get what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
just,
my main prayer, like
bro.
a throwaway prayer, is like asking God to have mercy on me and wisdom. That's like my main prayer. That's it. I mean, like when I'm not praying about other things, that's my go-to. Is like have mercy on me, and I ask for wisdom.
Yeah, and it's kind of like when you're really like zealous, right, about God. It's like you think about it constantly,
Mhm.
right? Even like the littlest stuff in life, it kind of like make you feel guilty, you know. Like you don't cuss anymore. Like
Right.
when you're not
Or like when
when you're broke,
someone takes God's name in vain,
yeah,
like just using Jesus Christ as a byword, like that, it pisses me off. Like, and I confront it. Like, I don't
exactly.
care. Like, hey, that offends me.
They
I
might think
believe in that byword that you're using. You know, it's not a joke.
like it's not a big deal to say like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
Well, look at all the movies.
God
All
damn,
the movies,
whatever,
they're
you
just
know,
using.
f this and f that. It's kind of like to me, it's. I'm not trying to sound like a teddy bear, but like it's not good in my ears because when the things of the spirit is of the spirit, right? So when you hear stuff that's corrupted, it should bother you. If it doesn't bother you, it only shows that you are not spiritually filled at all.
Right.
It
Yeah,
should bother you. When you hear about, the wickedness like serial killers, if it don't bother you, you got to check yourself.
yeah. There's something going on with like your conscience, maybe a little bit calloused, maybe through
Yeah,
Hollywood movies or
yeah.
I don't know. There's many variables. So
I mean, I'm not saying like these people aren't like saved or anything. Like, I'm just saying, check yourself. If these things don't bother you, because God hates unrighteousness, God hates wicked, and you should hate the things that God hates. That's what people don't understand. I mean, God is love, but God also hates. Or else the Bible would just be one book, but there's
Yeah, I
60
mean,
books in the
like
Bible.
you brought up an example, like a serial killer, a murderer that killed your child, and then you said that like
Yeah.
whatever family was able to forgive him. Like that's not real
Oh,
forgiveness. Because if it happened to my child,
no,
that person would be dead by my doing or the government's doing.
exactly. And
So I wouldn't forgive someone that. Yeah, we are allowed to hate. We're allowed to hate the ones that hate God,
yeah,
right? If they hate God, they hate us
exactly.
because we're walking with God.
But the thing that people don't understand about forgiveness, it's how you hold on. It's because they think you should forgive everybody, right? Just forgive everybody. No, God doesn't forgive the devil. Okay. God God listen, he destroys the wicked.
And yeah, and God doesn't forgive a pedophile either. You know,
Exactly.
like
He said,
there's
you know
some
what?
people that cross the
Right.
line where God's done with them. So who are we to like forget, have compassion upon wickedness, the ones that hate God? Like that's
It's
silly.
because it frustrates me. It's because it's this fake Christianity. The Bible clearly says, you know what God, the punishment for pedophiles, take a millstone, wrap it around his neck, throw him in the ocean.
Yeah.
But oh, that's too much. Oh, but then they're gonna be like, we forgive them. Well, they're gonna do it again because they're insane.
Right. Yeah, there's no correcting that.
They
Once they
they
cross a certain
they're
line,
demonic
God takes yeah, once God takes his hand off of someone, they're done.
they're demonic
And that's they're capable of all these unnatural sins, you know?
because they're like they're it's like they're animals. Your animals
Yeah,
don't.
they become reprobate, they're rejected, God's done with them. Then all they can do is serve Satan at that point.
And they're not even humans. I'm gonna tell you, like these people, these psychopaths, these serial killers, these pedophiles, they're not humans. They're animals. They're beasts.
What do you think about like soldiers? Like I believe like the first time you kill someone, like it's gonna bother you, like possibly throw up, like if you kill another human being, but then you kill a second, a third, a
Yeah,
fourth,
that's
your
a
brain becomes calloused. Like it becomes like normal at a certain point.
yeah. So I was actually gonna ask you this question like a while ago. So do you think like a person, let's say a person that kills another person, do you think they're automatically damned?
No. I just brought up like soldiers that most of the soldiers I
No, no.
know,
What I mean is I'm not talking about war. I'm talking about, let's say, if he kills you, if he kills somebody purposely, is he damned?
like a premeditated thing.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't have to be. What do you mean? Like damned to
Like
hell
like he's
if
not a
you kill
serial
somebody?
killer, but he murdered somebody.
Yeah, no, no. He
Okay.
still has a chance.
How do you know that though? If he was
So
premeditated,
if someone
he did.
yeah, go ahead. What?
You know what I mean? Like if he premeditated that murder, like he was actually like, I'm gonna kill this dude or that girl. He killed him.
Yeah, he go to prison.
Okay. Do you think that he's, I don't believe, damn. Do you think
He's
that
damned to
these
prison.
people are like,
He's damned to prison.
okay,
Are you saying if he got away with it or what?
no, I'm saying like, I guess I'm saying like, is there remorse? if he has a remorse for it.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
think
if
that
you
would tell me that if he's damned or not. Because if,
right,
let's say, if he's not a serial killer, right? And let's say he basically got mad and freaking killed his girlfriend or whatever. If that dude doesn't have remorse for it, I think he's a reprobate. But if he
right.
does say, "Hey, you know what? I fucked up. My bad.
Yeah, or if
Sorry.
he just like if it
I'm
was like a
sorry.
rage, if
Forgive
it was
me."
a rage thing.
That's that. Yeah, I think
No,
he's.
listen, say as an example, like his girlfriend cheated on him and he raged out, killed the guy she cheated on him with, and then her. What would happen to that guy?
So basically, you're saying he killed.
And then
You
in
would.
a rage, like in a rage.
Like both of them.
Yeah, in a rage. Like imagine this is an example. Like say you were with a girl for like I don't know 5 years, and then you found out, or you come home after work and you find them doing the deed in your own bed,
Cheating. Yeah, cheating.
and you're on, and then you go on a rage, you kill that guy, and then you end up killing the girl.
Well, you know what the Bible says, right?
What?
Is the fact that people who commit murder should be put to death. The Bible clearly says, but I don't think it means the fact that they're automatically damned. I think it just shows us the fact that
Well, yeah, they could either
justice
be put to
deserved.
death or
Should be served. But here's the thing about this is that's why people should get saved while you still can. It's because let's say a person like
yeah.
me.
But let's use that scenario. So okay,
Hold on,
the
no,
guy comes
I,
home.
I gotta go
No,
take.
he kills both
Oh,
the
oh,
girl
oh,
and
I gotta use the restroom.
no, and then he goes to prison, and then he hears the gospel in prison. And he did it out of a rage. He did become remorseful later on in prison, and then he hears the gospel in prison. Hello? You there?
Where you go? Did you leave? Oh man. All right, so I gotta finish this podcast. I guess he left. All right, guys. I was gonna make a statement. Hold on. Is he still here? James. Or did you leave? Anyways, I wanted to say, let's say if a person commit murder, right? Uh, I think they should be put to death. I think God is trying to say, like, you're taking away a life. And when you take away a life, that's murder. Okay. And your life should be taken away. You should be punished accordingly. The government should, execute you. Now, does that make them a reprobate? No, it doesn't. But here's the thing. When God says, hey, you know what? He says the fact that murderers and when he's talking about hell, all murderers, all liars, all, unbelievers and all this stuff deserve to be in hell. He's talking about all sinners. We're all sinners, right? But I think if a person doesn't have remorse for killing somebody, I think they just a psychopath. Whether it's just one kill or two kill or three kill. I think a natural human being, even if they're not saved, let alone like a saved person like me, I could never do that. But if a person that's not saved, is he back? So if a person that is not saved, like I think if he has remorse, I think, let's say they're gonna execute him, give him the gospel, let him be saved, and he's going to heaven at the end of the day. It's just like, the like the thief on the cross. A great
You want
example.
the,
Thief on the cross. Sorry, my voice going on.
but anyways, yeah. So what were you saying?
Yeah, I was talking about like, if a guy committed murder, right? It doesn't automatically make him like a serial killer at all. But here's my point though. I think the Bible doesn't describe, and here's the thing about this. People may disagree with me. Same about Judas, right? When Judas betrayed Jesus Christ, did he have remorse? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did, but he was unsaved, so it didn't
Yeah.
matter if he
So
had remorse or not.
the difference between Judas and let's say like a murderer, right, who has a remorse, is because Judas planned it out like a long time, like God like knew that Judas was the devil. You get what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah, but the example though that I was using, like this guy
Judas,
just goes on a rage.
Judas was the devil.
Yeah,
That's the
he was
difference.
indwelt. Yeah, he was demonically possessed.
Yeah, but I think like after he did that, his fleshly side came because he was scared to die. You get what I mean? Like he
Well,
knew what was coming.
he hung himself.
Yeah, and well, yeah, that too. And it was like I think it's because of God's punishment, that too. And it was like, you know what? It just showed us example of shame, shameful, and a backstabbing punk. That's what you get, you know. And the worst way to
Yeah,
die is,
well, a demonically possessed
yeah,
person. He was just there to carry out the purpose, of Christ going to the cross at the end of the day.
right.
Like it would have been better. Well, I mean, that was the purpose he served.
But here's the thing about it. You know what? A long time ago, before I was saved, I remember watching National Geographic, right? These people try to make Judas a hero.
Really?
Yeah. So basically, they had a documentary, and they said that if it wasn't for Judas, then Jesus Christ would have never got crucified. So they basically said, well, Judas is the hero then, because he was the one that backstabbed Jesus Christ and got him on the cross. I'm like, oh, sickening. And so they started like trying to like look up, to start researching about Judas, how great he was. I'm like, oh my goodness. But they
Yeah,
never,
and then there's people that are like, oh, Satan was, they'll glorify even Lucifer himself, in a way. It's just wild.
yeah, they will glorify the devil.
Yeah, I mean, look at what the music industry does. I mean, how many stories have you heard of guys selling their soul,
Oh,
musicians, or the ones that blow up and sell out? Like,
like Illuminati,
yeah. Or,
like Beyonce. And you know it's crazy? Like I heard the fact that the reason why that people are so into like black artists is because of the fact that it's all an agenda. Like it's an agenda for the rap music. It's just to basically like make piss people off. Like that's the reason
Well,
why.
and they're dumbing people down too.
Yeah,
Because what are they glorifying? Drugs, alcohol,
exactly.
fornication. Like, yeah, they're destroying people's lives.
And you know what's crazy? Like so basically, I heard the fact that their reward is basically you get a white girl. So basically, all these black no seriously like these black artists. So basically, their reward once they sell their soul, you will get a light skinned wife, whoever you want, like Beyonce or whatever. Like you can have anything you want. So basically, like what these like black artists are into is like they're into like light skinned girls. So basically, they want something that they can't have. So basically, the devil's like, well, you can have that. You can have the whitest girl you ever want, and that's what you see now. That's what you see in
Well, what about the
work
black people that aren't in the rap game that get a white chick?
because those white chicks are brainwashed by rap music. Simple. They're not the one that's rapping.
Well, what about saved Christians, man? Like a black
Because
man, he
listen,
falls in love with a white woman.
well, I'm not saying like all of them. I'm
No,
talking.
I know, I'm just messing.
I know. I think that you know what. Like I grew up. I had a friend that was black. Like he was legit. Like he wasn't racist. He was cool. I mean, like we played basketball. He had my back. Like he didn't. He knew I was Asian. And you know what's crazy? Like one time I brought him to my house after school, and my dad was so racist towards me. Seriously. And then like my dad's like freaking like in the military, right? My stepdad, he's not my real dad. And so
Is he
after
Asian as well?
yeah, so after he left, like my black friend, because we used to play basketball every day. Like I was a basketball nerd. Like I was obsessed with basketball. And like so after he left, like I was young, I didn't understand racism. You know what I mean? So I didn't understand why my dad was so mad. He's like, "Why did you bring that black guy?" And I was like, hmm? I didn't know about racism until I got older. I was like, why are people hating on people because of color? Racism wasn't so bad back then, honestly. It
No,
wasn't.
and that's the thing. I don't care if you're black, white, yellow,
Yeah,
whatever. If you like, if we share common interests, you know,
yeah.
well, like obviously, if you're saved, you're my brother, no matter what. But
I
like,
think.
if it
Go
doesn't matter,
I
doesn't
think
matter.
it's, people are so sensitive today. You know what I mean? I think like they might talk to me like, oh, you think it's a joke? No, I don't.
No, and that's the thing. You see a lot of natives playing that victim card of like, oh, they were here first, right, in America. And I'm quarter native. And I'm just like, but I have more Spaniard blood in me. You know what the Spaniards did? Because they're always like blaming the Europeans that came over and took their land. And like the Spaniards colonized far more worse, I feel like. So I could play that card if I wanted to, but it's like I'm beyond that. That's just
Right.
uh, it's like a liberal type mentality.
So, do you think like I don't think like Indian people are racist, and I don't think like
Native American?
yeah, I I don't think so. But I never had like Native American. I'm not talking about like Indian people like that eat curry.
The ones with the yeah.
Yeah, but like what I notice now,
No, but natives are very prideful, like with their culture.
everybody's prideful, bro.
Yeah.
Asians, Asian people are prideful. Trust me. this is why I don't have Asian friends, bro, because they're so prideful. If you never hang around with Asian people, they're the most prideful people ever. You know why? Because I live with prideful people. my, my family is so prideful.
Yeah,
They're prideful as hell. I'm
and
really prideful. Yeah, let's
and
go
they're
to the temple.
are they judgmental and racist too?
Like my freaking bro. Sometimes I get frustrated. I'm like, Mom, can you calm down? You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
can you give an example?
it's kind of like when you're saved, right? And it's kind of like, and God is right. Like me and my family don't yoke up, so I have to put myself kind of like in a situation where I have to agree when I don't agree. It's kind of like, okay, yeah, you know what I mean?
Agree to disagree.
Yeah. So basically,
Well,
I have to,
and you live with them, so it's
yeah.
like at the end of the
But
day, you have
but
to.
it's it's because if I were to live with other people that are not saved, I can do it. So God understood like my family, even though sometimes we have a disagreement, like sometimes they'll be like, why do you act like that? And I'm like, it's just because I'm saved. And it's just like they get over that, it's not serious at the end of the day. I think it's just more kind of like at the end of the day, my mom's like, that's still my son. I love you. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
still
Well,
love
have you ever
you.
tried to preach the gospel to your mom?
I don't have the guts to. I really don't.
Why?
I don't know. Because you know what I
You think
think?
she kicked you out or something?
I no, I just she won't understand it. I don't think she would. I really don't. It's
Well,
because
that's your mom, bro. That's your mom.
it's
Don't
a
you want to?
if you if you look at it from my perspective, if you tried, and I get it, like yes, and my mom, you gotta preach the gospel. But here's the thing, and I'm being honest, like even let's say I preach her the gospel, right? Even in my language, I think she's so like she grew up literally with Buddhism, so her
Right.
mind is just Buddhism.
So
So
you think she's beyond? You think she's beyond hope getting saved or what?
I don't I don't think it's impossible. I just think it's the fact that it's honestly I think it's too late because she's been like if you really think about it from my perspective, sometimes I get mad at her. You know why? Because I feel like she almost got me damned for literally feeding me into her false religion.
Well, here's the thing. She was brought up that way,
That's
and
what
she
I
was
mean.
bringing you
But
up
she
that way.
didn't have to pass
Listen,
that
but my mom brought me up
because
Catholic.
it's kind of like I don't blame her, and I understand like it's the stubbornness. It's because she's been brainwashed, but like she almost got me damned. Like if it wasn't for me seeking the truth, like, and she's still trying to do this to my nephews and nieces.
Well, you better be being
I'm
an
pretty sure that
example
God
for
is
them.
mad at her about that. I'm like, like this is what I mean. The problem with Asian people, bro. They've been damning each other for generations.
Well, yeah, the Japs with the Koreans.
Asian, it spread like a sickness. It don't matter if you India, Japanese, Korea. The sickness is everywhere. And then what's worse is people that seriously take it like 24/7. Like, oh, I gotta worship the Buddha. And then you're literally taking your kids to a temple worship a statue.
But listen, Noah, she was brought up that way.
Yeah,
Like I was brought up Catholic.
and I don't blame her. I don't blame her.
But I'm saying, you should want to see your mom one day in heaven, right?
I do, but I
Yeah.
like
So you got to be an example unto your mom, right?
I think I think it's too late. That's the thing. It is.
Well, you think that.
I really,
What makes you think that? Like she's just gonna die a Buddhist? There's no swaying
I
that.
really do.
You don't think a Buddhist can become saved?
Here's the thing. It
And
just,
then no, and you'll always be her baby boy. So it's like I ain't gonna listen to this kid.
you know what I truly think. I think if I pray about it too, and the fact that I know that when God gives me the right opportunity, I will do it. It's just the fact that it's just I feel like what I'm going through also is kind of like I have to fix myself first. I have to literally just go soul winning. I have to get in that mode where I'm zealous to the point where I'm not kind of like doubting, and I'm not just like holding back. I have like no hesitation. I want to get to the point where I'm like Paul in the Bible, where I'm like, I'll give gospel to anybody right now.
Right.
It's not there right now, but that's the goal. You get what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta pray for boldness.
Yeah.
Start
Oh,
practicing soul winning. Start
and
going soul.
I think I have that vision. It's just I gotta put it into, you know what I mean, work.
Right.
That may be, hey, you know what? Someday I'm gonna go see you, bro. I don't know why. Or you're gonna
Dude,
go
you're
visit,
welcome anytime.
and like I know someday we gotta kick it, go to church, go fishing. And man, like you know what I mean? Like we never met. I never even with my real brothers, bro. Like I never had like a really close relationship with my real brothers, like my blood brothers, for some reason. And it's because like my stepdad, my real dad. I never met my real dad, and it's because when I came to the United States, it was my stepdad that brought us here, and he was in the army and stuff like that back then. But like it's
So
kind of like
what happened to your biological father?
I don't know. My mom never told me.
He just
I,
stayed wherever
he
you're
probably
from.
passed away, but I'm not sure. Like she just never told me about it. Like she gave me hints about it, but it just honestly,
But did he ever come to America or did he
no,
just stay?
no. I think the fact that like I think she feels she don't want to bring it up is because she don't want to bring up the past. I don't know what it is, and I don't want to know because once I got saved, that don't matter to me anymore. You know what I mean? Like my real dad's in heaven. You know, that's my real father, and
Yeah.
it don't matter if you blood or whatever that may be. Like it don't matter. Like for me, like it don't matter if you're blood. Like
Yeah, but Noah, we know what happens to people that
yeah,
don't believe in Christ.
exactly.
So, and your mom doesn't. So, I mean, that should be one of your goals.
Oh, it is.
Or, and if not you, I mean, send a soul winner her way.
Yeah, maybe I have to do that.
Or you invite her out, like, for a cup of
Maybe
coffee.
you because
You and her one on one,
you.
away from the home.
Hey, how about this? How about this? Once I get like a new car because my car is raggedy right now. Once I get a truck, I'm gonna be like, you guys want to go take a trip to Montana?
Yeah, bring them
We
on.
we take the drive there, we take them to church, and then hey, you know what?
So, are they opposed to going to church?
No, they're not like this like anti-Christianity. They're really open to it. It's just the fact that it's kind of like they're just never went to church. They're just
Yeah,
more like
bring them on. They can come to
yeah,
my church.
they're open. They're respectful of other people's religion. You know what I mean?
Right,
They're the type that they're open-minded. They're respectful. Respectful. Like if you're a good person, they respect you. They're just my family. That's how they are. You
right.
know, they're not like this anti. Oh, like these like or pagans or whatever.
Well, then why did you say it was? You feel like it's impossible?
Because well, because you never
You're scared to preach your mom's
because
gospel.
you never grew up with them. That's why. It's
Yeah.
easy for you to say that because you never grew up with them. That's the thing.
Well, what would she do? She beat your ass or what?
No, dude. Like it just like it's hard, bro. Like it's because we live with each other every day. It's like weird to just be like, hey, do you know for sure you're gonna go to heaven? And
Yeah.
then you know what I mean? Like it's just it's weird, bro. And even like Pastor Anderson like preached about this, like yeah, the hard like even the new IB pastor preached about this. The hard one of the hardest thing to do is win your family.
Yeah. Well,
It's
I mean, Christ
easy to
himself
win
is,
like strangers, but it's hard to win your family members. It's because they're actually like you know them like it's but once you get over that, if you can win your family over, you can win anybody over. You know what I mean?
well, I mean, Christ himself, his stepbrothers were like
Right.
mocking him. He had to
Exactly.
leave where he was from. So that says a lot, you know? So I get what
So
you're saying, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, I want my mom, my dad, everyone
like
that's related to me to go to heaven.
if it was
So
my
that's my
wish,
goal.
bro, I wish for all my family to go to heaven. But I feel like that's life. It's kind of like, okay, why do you think like other people's families don't make it to heaven? It's just how it is, man. I mean, if it was up to me, I mean, I know families that were good families. I'm like, they deserve to go to heaven, but it's sad, bro. Like when I think about people that get murdered by serial killers, like the innocent victims, imagine about this. Like, what's messed up is not only like people that got murdered, but like people, the victim that got murdered didn't believe in Jesus Christ. How do we know if they believe in Jesus Christ? They died a gruesome death, but they still went to hell. It's almost kind of like, what more do you want? Like, it's gruesome. So basically, they got murdered. Did they even hear the gospel? You get what I mean?
Well, everyone has a chance. I believe that.
Everybody has a chance, but nobody deserves to be a victim like that. I mean,
Well, like I brought up earlier, that's what people use is like, oh, if there is a God, why do all these horrible things happen to innocent people? You know,
I'm
it's
not.
because the little g God of this world is running things right
I'm
now.
not trying to question God's method or his.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, no, there's some things that
It's
I
just
question and
my
I'll
human
never
mind.
know until I get to heaven.
It's my flesh and
There's some things you just put in a certain
yeah.
box, like
We
we'll
don't
never
understand it.
understand it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't understand it until. But you know what? Our human mind goes there and be like, why? You get what I mean? Like, if I think it's a good thing for us to be mad about that, and we should be mad about that. And sometimes, like, we hear stuff about like serial killers getting away with stuff, and I feel like there's nothing we can do about it. God knows. And you know what? I pray sometimes. I'm like, you know what, God, give them the most worst wrath you can to these sick, pathetic scums. I hope after they die, they can suffer the worst pain for eternity. Like literally, like I want to watch him suffer. That's how angry I am sometimes. And I think it just me like having like compassion for other people is because imagine if that was my family getting brutally murdered by a coward, you know, it gets way
Well, yeah,
doesn't
what's even worse though is like pedophiles.
yeah, exactly the same thing.
That's I feel like that's even worse
Like
than say a guy kills your child.
mm,
Like
I can
that's way worse.
like imagine
Because at least I can still kill the person that kills my
yeah,
child.
you know what I would do if now this might sound crazy, but like I'm the type of dude where like I can't see myself in prison for the rest of my life, and I will literally take my own life. But if that ever happens, like let's say if a pedophile, like if I ever had a kid and he molests my kid brutally and murders my kid, I will literally torture him and watch his face being tortured until I get to
I,
the.
yeah, I would literally beat him to death with my bare
Not even
hands.
that. That's
And
that,
then I wouldn't be afraid to go to prison either, because if
that's
that happened, I'd go to prison and I'd serve God in there.
I. You know what I would do? I would literally like. I wouldn't even kill him. I would. I would basically like take out both his knees, make sure he doesn't walk again.
No, but I mean, if it happened to my child, I wouldn't be thinking of all the ways I
Yeah.
can torture this guy. I'd just be in a rage. Like, I kill him with my
But here's
bare
the,
hand.
that's the thing. Like I would. I yeah. I wouldn't kill him right away. I would make sure he suffers first, and then like if I know I'm going to prison, like I literally would. I would pull the trigger. I would. I mean, you might call me a coward, but like, okay, if I kill this guy, right, and if I go to prison, then what's the point of going to prison? I mean,
All right, well, okay, like we were talking about earlier, like if it happens in our lifetime,
yeah.
like the government's coming for you, they're gonna kill all the Christians. What would you do? Because if you
I
don't
would.
take the mark of
Oh,
the beast, you can't buy, sell, or trade.
but you know what they're gonna do if I go to prison? They're gonna lock me up and they're not gonna let me see the daylight. So what's the point?
Well, you don't know that.
Well, it's a difference between being locked up and being out there. You know what I mean? There's a difference, bro.
No, but like I said, what we were talking about earlier, like if the end times happen in our
Yeah,
lifetime.
I would go out there and preach the gospel. I would try to survive as long as I can and try to get people to heaven because I want rewards in heaven before I die.
Yeah, but like if you can't buy, sell, or trade, how are you gonna eat?
Well, I think that if you're doing God's work, I think He will find a way. Like you're not gonna have, the feast that you used to. You're not gonna have steak and eggs. But you know what? If I think if you're serving God at that time, like they did, I mean, you think about the
Yeah,
disciples.
but I'm saying the government is literally gonna come for you and kill you.
Well, I think there's still going to be food out there in the wild. I mean, you can hunt, and you can. I mean, you can forage and still harvest some good food out there. I don't think like the world's going to be obliviated. Like how much forest is out there. Like I'm pretty sure they're not going to drop a nuke on the world and be like, hey, all the forest is devastated. I think there's still going to be animals for you to hunt at that time. I think there. I think there is going to
And
be
then yeah,
like
you could barter.
yeah, just like you said, bartering, right? So
Yeah.
basically, I think there's gonna be this is my kind of like view. I think they're gonna create like their own like new settlement. There's gonna be different settlements where it's kind of like, hey, you know what? I think the people will stand up. I think if you really truly save, I think we are gonna have our own guns. I think there's gonna be settlements where like people just can't barge in because you're gonna barge in, but at the same time there's gonna be different settlements around the world, not just in one like United States or whatever. But like I think there's settlements where you can go to and I think God's gonna provide that.
Yeah, but I believe anybody that doesn't take the mark of the beast, like the ones that do, the government is gonna come after the truly saved people that didn't take the mark. It's in the Bible. They're gonna come. They're gonna kill a lot of Christians.
Oh yeah, but I think the fact that you know I I think that there's still going to be Christians that are going to survive that. I think
Yeah, I feel like if it happened
the
in my
Bible says,
lifetime,
and the Bible says,
I wouldn't. I would if I didn't make it, I wouldn't go without a fight. Like,
yeah. I I think. Well, here's the thing: we can say that, but like we are not going to be witnessing that. But the crazy about this is, imagine like you actually
yeah, but we were talking about the pre-tribbers. Like, they're not going to be prepared at all. They're going to be blindsided.
imagine like 100 years from now, right? Let's say it's 2000 and what? uh 2000 2100, the year 2100 or something. And it's like the future, and then you're gonna see like World War III. All of a sudden, you see it happening, unfolding in front of your eyes. I think we're gonna be at that point where it's like these iPhones don't even matter anymore. We're gonna be at the point where it's kind of like, you know, like it's gonna be so much different. Or like people are gonna be so brainwashed they can't even comprehend. Like that's why it's important to be saved, because people that are saved, we're like, we know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like it's like, no, we're not gonna take it, bro. Like this is not right. There's something wrong about this.
Yeah,
You know?
but your plan would be to like just go preach the gospel and
Yeah.
God provide for you. You'd be killed.
And have you heard about the two? Well, you heard about the two witnesses, right? So I think the fact that even the church is going to be stronger in the future. Like the church right now, I think it's a dead church. Honestly, that's just my opinion. It's a dry church. There are people out there sowing, but it's not as strong as it should be. I feel like God, I think that's why the end times has to come. So God has to like amp up. You got to be like turn up the heat and be like, listen, you guys need to go out there, bro. If you guys don't go up there, I'm gonna turn up the heat. God is like, listen, you want, I'm gonna bring an end to this. Then you're gonna have to go out there, or else be killed. It's because God is saying, hey, you know what? Enjoy your freedom right now. You're enjoying your freedom. You're sitting at home with your nice water, your nice cold water. But you know what? That's not gonna last. Because when the end comes, you're gonna have to decide. You're not gonna have the cold water anymore. You're gonna have to forage. You're gonna have to go into the forest to take the mark, or you
I say,
hunt it.
I'm not saying I wish it would happen in my lifetime, but I mean, I wouldn't mind it.
No, be honest.
I'm being honest.
Let's. So you're saying you would rather, let's say like next year, 2027.
2
Would you want
years.
to? Let's say the end time happens in 2027. Would you be ready?
I'd be one of those guys like trying to
I
make
don't
it
think I'm
to
ready.
the
I
end
don't
to
think
see
I'm ready for
grace.
the end, bro. I'll try, but I'm. I mean,
Well,
it's gonna be a couple years.
I already told you you'd be martyred. You'd be killed because you don't have a game plan if it were to happen.
No, it's not
Because
even a
like I
game.
said, you
I
can't.
think,
You would have to. You know how to fish, right?
yeah, I think it's
Yeah. So you'd
physical
be
and
doing some
mental. Like
fishing.
I need to get myself in a condition where I'm like I'm all in. You get what I mean? Like it just right now, just man, like I need to sleep. Like
No, but if it happened
I,
in 2 years from now, like no, I wouldn't want it. Like, cause I have two young daughters. Like, so no, I wouldn't want it to happen that soon.
that's great, man. And
But I'm saying, like, if it was just me, let's go.
and congrats, bro. Like you know what? I've been wasting so much time, man. I told myself like I need to stop doing this, bro. Like wasting so much time. I need to go out there and just not just talk about it. I need to do it just to be a good example, like you said.
Yeah, that's what I said. You got to be an example to your mom, to your family. You live with them, you know?
What you doing tomorrow, man?
Or,
What time you off?
it depends. It varies. I'm a
Okay.
trucker, so.
All right. I'm gonna hit you up tomorrow, man.
All right.
It's getting late. I gotta rest, and I have tomorrow off. And yeah, so
Yeah, hopefully we can get Pastor Oscar Bogart. He messaged me.
we'll
I
we will
wasn't able to read it.
we will, and I hope we get some more interesting people in here. And yeah, let's go to bed and think about it. because like I think a lot about like the end times, and I like to talk about the end times, And I wanted what's his name, like James Nelson on here, but hopefully we can get him on here. And people like to talk about the end times, even if they pre-trib. I don't want to debate them, but you get what I mean. Like I think, like
I'd end up debating. Sorry.
yeah, even if they wanted to debate, like I would just give them the gospel. No, not the gospel. I'm talking like give them like the Bible, like the scriptures, and show them that like it's after the tribulation.
Yeah, but as you were saying, like we need to get some more legit people on eventually.
We will. I think this is just the beginning. I think um I think people know that we're serious about the podcast, and I think we, you know what, even if people don't like the podcast, that's fine. I think we didn't do it for the haters. I think we did it for, just to show not just ourselves but other people that we're serious about this podcast. And I do have followers in on YouTube, so and it's just a matter of time until we move to YouTube. But this is just the beginning, so I think it's off to a great start.
Yeah, right now it's the Fisherman's live stream,
Yeah, yeah. It's
and
not a
then
podcast, but the reason why we call it a podcast is because it sounds cool, honestly. and I and we're not. And if
well,
you,
hey, I have the equipment, so whenever you're ready.
yeah, I think the difference between like other people, like if we were like, let's say we were fake, like you can tell, like, but we wouldn't have this many reaction if we was fake. Like we literally get on cam and we talk about the truth. And if people don't like it, then they don't have to watch it at the end of the day. And some people do like it and some people don't. That's how you're gonna get. Like you're gonna have mixed feelings. It don't matter who it is. But sooner or later, even if they don't watch, they will watch. You know, if it's
No,
interesting.
and
Even
that's the
if they
thing.
don't watch, that's fine. You know,
Yeah, if you
it's
have interesting guests on, like, and then like Pastor Oscar Bogart,
it's a
he
great,
lives in South Africa. Like, I mean,
and we will have him because he already said he's gonna come on. And I, you know, if we can get, I wanted brother Matthew Stuckey for a long time on this podcast because I do want to talk about what's interesting is people that live in different countries, right? I think it's more interesting. It's because we have more questions to ask them, like, hey, how's the Philippines and all that stuff. And I feel like me being Asian also, it kind of like relates to the culture, and it's just kind of like, I support people. Like I support the new IFB. I support. It's not just about the new IFB. Here's the thing, and people, even if they listen to this, podcast or whatever, they might say, "Well, you're just new IFB obsessed." No,
well, and that's the thing. I've met Pastor Steven Anderson on a soul winning marathon, but I've never been to a NIFB church. I go to a local independent fundamental Baptist church.
yeah,
And wherever I am, that's what I'll do. Like, so I don't even understand that whole thing.
yeah. It's because people who actually have the privilege that actually lives in Arizona have the privilege to go to Faithful Word Baptist Church, but then they leave the church and they want to attack the church. That's what's crazy about it. When I don't have the privilege to go to the church because I live in Iowa, you know, and it's crazy. It's like you're literally like 5 miles from Faithful Baptist Church, but then he's a cult. It's
Yeah, and
like
that's the thing. They were all a part of the cult that they're trying to expose now. That's what I don't understand. Like, then they want to label someone that's never even been
well,
a part of the church. I mean,
You know why, right? For example, it's like a bad breakup. Like if you ever break up with a girlfriend, like your hottest girlfriend, of course you're gonna talk bad about them. You know what I mean? I think that's like everybody who has left the new IFB. It's like first they were so in love with the new IFB, you know, and then they're like once they left, it was like the new IFBs are cold. It's like what?
Yeah, and the ones I know, like they became bitter first for whatever reason. And there's nothing wrong with leaving a church. If you don't want to go to that church, then go find another one.
Yeah.
Those are, but then to become bitter and like still watch every sermon and try to expose what it's wild. It's not a good way to live your life.
Exactly. You know what's crazy, bro? Like I used to. Whoa! I got my flashlight on. What the heck? How? What the heck? This is so weird.
What happened?
Whoa! Why's my flashlight on? That is so freaking weird, bro.
I can't
So
see your screen, so
I was trying to go get some ice for my water, but like freaking. Here's the thing about this, guys. I was gonna say, like I used to be bitter at Pastor Steven Anderson. Seriously, I was actually this close to leaving the new IFB. You know why?
why?
This is how I know why people that left the new IFB, I know how they feel. Because I used to feel like that. You want to know the number one reason why they left the new IFB? Here's a secret. And I never told anybody this. It's because they're jealous. No, seriously.
That's one of the variables. I mean,
Look up scripture. What does it say about jealousy?
envy.
Envy and strife. And the fact is, I was jealous. You know why I was jealous? Because I didn't get attention like other members from the new IFB was. Why didn't
Well,
Pastor Steven Anderson pay attention to me? That's all it is. Now you wonder why Andrew Losa went crazy and started his own YouTube. If you go to his YouTube channel, bro, all he does on a daily is he just makes video against Pastor Steven Anderson. That's how he gets subscribers. You never seen him on camera and actually make his own videos. He has to basically like do some AI stuff and attack Pastor Steven Anderson. You know what that is? It's jealousy. It's strife. It's strife. It's because this dude is a psychopath. If a person and they want to say we're obsessed with Pastor Steven Anderson, we're
no,
not
and
the
that's the thing. The one time that I met him was at the
psychopath.
Portland Soul Winning Marathon, and everybody wanted to be his soul winning partner, and I'm just there. Like we had a connection through a guy that went to my church in Michigan. They went to the same Bible college,
Yeah.
so we had that connection when I spoke to him. And then the latter, like the evening soul winning time, he's like, "You want to be my partner?" I was like, "Yeah, let's go." So, and what I got from him is, he's a down to earth, just regular guy that, you know, soul wins. Like, what's wrong with that? He's, from what I know, I mean, I'll support him until something really bad happens, God forbid. But I just don't see what is it that is not to support at the end of the day.
Yeah. You know why it's strange, bro? Do you want to know why it's strange to us? People who like, okay, let's say like, for example, like Isaac Anderson, right? Okay. Now, as people like me who look outside, let's say I'd never been to Faithful Word Baptist Church, but Isaac Anderson himself grew up with like literally that's his son, right? So
Yeah.
basically, and I understand this, and I understand why like people would believe in Isaac, and I get it, but it doesn't mean you should. That's the problem. It's because people will generally. This is basically. It's kind of like, well, you're not Isaac. You're not actually Pastor Steven Anderson's son. So we believe in Isaac because he's his son. He's speaking the truth. I'm just saying, like, yes, I get it. It's his son, but damn, have you ever thought about he's lying? Like, you ever, like Absalom? Like, come on. But they might say, well, you know what? Like, but here's my argument about this. Here's my argument about the whole abuse thing. And I hate to bring this up, but this is my last time talking about it. Listen, there is no evidence of abuse at all. Now, you might say, well, is that a coincidence? There was four. I mean, you're talking about all of his kids are turning against him and all the pastors are turning against him. You think that's a coincidence? No. Because you know what that actually shows me? Is the Bible is right. In the fact that people will turn against you when you speak the truth, when you preach the truth, because that's what the devil wants to do. He's trying to stop you. Because you think about this, okay?
Yeah, and if you're a true Christian, you're gonna be persecuted.
And the only
If
way
you're
that
actually doing the work, you're gonna be persecuted. Well, look what they did to Christ. We're not above our
right,
masters.
and the only way that the devil can stop Pastor Steven Anderson. You know what the devil came up with? Okay, first off, you notice the routine. So the devil tried to stop Pastor Steven Anderson by banning him from different countries, right? Think about that. Started banning him from every country, basically. Now the devil said that didn't work. So what the devil does, this is what I'm gonna do. The devil said, I'm gonna hit him where it hurts the most. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have his kids turn against him. That way, the people outside looking in, they're not gonna believe Pastor Steven Anderson. They're gonna put him in an asylum. So that way it makes him look crazy. Because I mean, the public already made him look crazy. You think about this? The devil's smart. So he's stirring
No,
up the
and that's the
pot.
thing. As far
I
as
mean,
soul winning goes,
it's set up. It was already set up. I
as
mean,
far as soul
it's,
winning goes, soul winning alone. Can you think of any other churches, a group of churches, a movement that are doing what they're doing right now? Just soul winning alone, winning souls to Christ.
yeah, exactly. And you know what? The the pastors that he basically anointed to be pastors, they all backstab him. Funny how that works. People that, you know what, he trusted to start a church, they all backstab him. Funny. All of a sudden, I mean, it's like a domino effect. It's all of a sudden like, if one domino go down, all the dominoes gonna go down. That's how the devil works, guys.
Yeah, and
The
Pastor David
people
Burzins
are
was a big
stupid.
one. Because Pastor Dave Burzins like went to his church when it was like just beginning, right? And was trained up for, I guess he was saved for 10 years before he started taking it serious. But that's a big one. When he came out, turned against Stephen Anderson.
I I've
I feel
never.
like if any got to him, Pastor Steven Anderson, I feel like if I was in issues, that one would have been the one that got to. Like, just think, you just started a church. This guy comes in, he's been saved for 10 years, and now he's getting serious about doing works for the Lord, and you training this guy up.
If if it wasn't, if you really think this, if it wasn't for Pastor Steven Anderson, nobody would listen to these other pastors. Really, think about it. Nobody would ever went to their church. But you know what they did? They used them. They used them and was like, well, you know what? We no longer need you because we have 20 people in our church now. We learned everything from you that we needed.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You should at least give the benefit of the doubt. It doesn't matter if you're a brother or sister in Christ. Like, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the.
Exactly.
If you're soul winning consistently, and you're a pastor of a church, I mean, you have to give them the benefit of the doubt. You
Now,
can't just turn on them.
now they wonder why I get so mad and why I like lash out and why I say the stuff that I say is because I know what they did to Faithful Word Baptist Church is effed up, and they have the nerve to try to justify by gaslighting. Like that's why I say the stuff that I say in my videos. The reason why I say, hey, you know what? Are you guys even saved? Like, how can you do that? Do you not have any dignity, any backbone? Because here's the thing, and they'll brush it off. They'll be like, well, you guys are a cult. Well, that's why. That's the problem with these people.
Yeah, and they still watch every single video. And now it's only to expose, right?
Yeah. Now,
Like,
now
there's
they're
not
coming at
even
us. Of course they
they're
will.
just trying to destroy the church, a soul winning church.
And you know what? That's why they're attacking us because we speak up about it. Because we actually have the backbone and the goals and the guts to talk about it. But you know what? Oh, they're trying to shut us up because nobody wants to talk about it. It's okay. You know what?
At the end of the day, what's there not to support? Honestly,
I'm at, that inspires me to keep talking about it. That's why I keep talking about it because I know it pisses them off. Because you have people. Never mind. Go ahead, bro. My bad for interrupting. Go
no,
ahead.
you did. How long have we been up?
And I could go.
I
I could
think it's
go.
my bedtime.
I could go on all night, bro.
Yeah.
I got my coke. No, it's like this, bro. I mean, it's good because I like this late night talk. Is because I think you know we need to say things that we need to say, and to have people hear it. You know, I
Yeah.
think if people don't even listen, at least we get it off our chest. So then the next day we're like, okay, you know what? That's just how we are. I think we need to show support for people that maybe they want to be like, okay, maybe the fact that they want to speak the truth, but they're just scared because they're scared they might get attacked or whatever that may be. Like you said, to be a great example for others, like Paul did, you know. Oh, okay. I figured out how to turn off my flash. Funny.
honestly, at the end of the day, it's just two Christians talking, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to listen.
Yeah, honestly, like
You don't have to tune in.
I forgot we was live when I was talking to you. I was like, I don't care. Like, if you want to listen, to listen. I think we had a great conversation. Like, we talked about the end times. We talked about, after the tribulation. I think that's how it should be. I think it's just a natural conversation. It's not like, we're trying to make it sound good and faking it for other people. That's why you see me running downstairs and upstairs to get a Coke or whatever. Like, I don't care, bro. Like,
Yeah, because this would be our normal conversation if we were on the phone, right?
yeah,
What's
exactly.
the difference?
We're not faking the funk here. I think I've been on live on Facebook so many times. I think it's normal for me, honestly.
Yeah, you have.
Like, but you know what's crazy?
But like when I got on, I'm just like I'm gonna be myself. Like I'm just gonna
And you
talk.
are.
I'm talking to you.
And you know what's crazy? Like, my first co-host, Mike Malone. Like that
I
dude.
don't know.
When I first started, like the whole you know the podcast thing before I called it a podcast. I remember it was like snowing. It was cold outside, and I remember like this dude Mike Malone. Like, oh, I used to know him way back before, and I said, hey, you can be my co-host, and then he backstabbed me, bro. And you know what's crazy? Like, I know some personal stuff about him, but I'm not gonna say it. But like, he literally backstabbed me, and I blocked him. And ever since then, I was like, I need a co-host that I could trust. Like, you know, and
No,
I,
when I called you, I didn't even know you were like trying to start a podcast.
yeah,
I just brought it up. I was like, no, you should just start a podcast. You're live streaming all the time.
yeah, I was doing this is because like I don't know why it made me do it. It's because like I was bored and I was like, why not? And then I had like this idea. I was like, I'm gonna bring these people up who I felt like let's talk face to face, and that's what I did. And just say like just get on cam and talk to each other face to face, you know,
Right.
and like for like the reason why like I trust you is like you don't fake it. That's the thing. Like you don't do it for the cameras, and that's what I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
I mean, I can't fake. Like my girl will tell you. Like when I'm in public, I'm just the same guy, no
Yeah,
matter what.
yeah. It's
Because
it's
there's many people that like you go to work, you put on a certain face, your professional face, or
yeah.
you're out in public, you put on a. I'm always me.
And when I say this, it's like I think you balance me out is because you're more laid back than me because I'm more of a jumpy guy. Like when I have something to say, like I really have to say it. You get what I mean? Like, but you
No, and
like
that's what I was telling Isaac. Isaac's like talking crap. I was like, watch, I'll bring out a new Noah. And he just laughed it off. But I think I will.
no. You know what he did? He think he can expose me. He already exposed me. So what? After that, I was like, okay. I said, you doing the same thing, bro.
Told you
Don't,
for what? Making a mistake.
yeah, because I even admit that I did make a mistake. But the problem with people is the fact that I call them out for their mistakes, but they don't admit it. But oh, you're a good Christian. Oh, so who's the real Christian here? And I could go on and go on about Isaac, but it's getting old. It's to the point where it's like it doesn't matter what I say anymore, bro. It doesn't. It's like beating a dead horse.
Well, and that's the thing. That's why I feel like whenever you get him on, I have to be there. You know. Because you guys always end up going down the same path every time.
And you know what makes me mad? I feel like he doesn't respect you at all. I feel like he just wants to like, mock you and stuff. I'm like, dude, like James, like you would literally like body slam him, and he tried to act tough, like, dude, just because like he's like, I lift weights now, like I'm big, like okay,
Yeah, you know what's better than lifting weights? Training at a local mixed martial arts gym. That's what I do.
I'm like, you might lift all those weights, dude, but you don't have a backbone in your body at all. I don't care how big you are, dude. And I told him straight up, like, I don't care how big you are.
How big is he?
I don't know.
He just lifts weights.
Yeah, he just lifts weights and he's all puffed up. That's what happens to certain people that lift weights. The only reason why they lift weights is because they're puffed up and so they can bully other people. That's the only reason. I mean, like, I'm not saying like all of them, but like some of them. That's the only reason why they lift weights
Well,
because they're
yeah,
prideful, bro.
yeah, it can be a prideful thing, but also, I mean, I do it just to stay in shape. Uh,
Me too.
I'm not training to fight in the cage. Like, I just want to get back in shape. That's
Yeah,
all. That's what I'm doing. I mean, yeah, I spar with the guys. I mean, I roll with the guys, but I'm not looking to fight in the cage. I enjoy the craft. I enjoy the camaraderie and just being around other strong, like-minded men. You know, those are the only type of men I like to be around.
right. If you really think about like Bruce Lee, right? Like he's not big, bro. Like, but
Right.
when he lifts, like that's how I lift. Like it's not about how big you are, bro. It's about strength.
Technique,
It's
technique
about
over
strength.
strength.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe in the fact that like I think if you lift weight just to get big, like yeah, you're gonna have mass and you're gonna have more power. But I think the true strength is basically, just true strength comes from um like knowing how to kind of like develop that strength from the inner, and then you know what I mean, and then
Yeah,
it'll
like it starts with your mind first.
yeah,
Like my favorite is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, it's like playing a game of chess with a guy that wants to strangle you.
yeah,
Like, and then you can always tap or you tap the other guy out. No one's gonna get hurt.
right,
But I like the mindful aspect to it, and you learn something new every time. Every time you roll or every time you spar. So,
yeah, man. If I was like, I can't do that anymore. If I was younger and if I didn't injure myself playing football,
right.
I would probably be doing it. But like, I still work out and stuff, but
Well,
just to
and
stay
that's
in shape.
the thing. Like, I'm 6'4", like naturally. I mean, I could be a giant if like if what Isaac does. I don't know how much he lifts, but if I started doing that, I'd be a monster.
Yeah,
I
that
I just want to be like I don't want to have like all the muscles in the world. Like I want to be able to be good on my feet, like
yeah,
mobile,
like
quick,
good enough
yeah,
to
fast
to
and
defend
powerful
yourself.
at the same
Yeah,
time because the training we do, I mean, yeah, you do gain muscle, but it's not like you only need a certain amount. You
right.
don't, you don't need to juice up and get. I mean, I'm just saying, like, if I did lift weights, it'd be all natural.
Yeah.
I'd still be a monster, but I mean, I don't need to do that.
I think also like when people are young, you know what I mean? Like their hormones are like, you know, you tend to get puffed up when you're young.
Yeah, but
And
my even back when I was young, my favorite form of exercise was just jogging or
yeah,
swimming. Like I've always been into uh, endurance. over like strength.
Right.
And strength does come with all of that, like jogging, swimming. I mean, even doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu, sparring with other guys, like striking, all that. I like the endurance aspect mostly. Because if you think about it, that's more useful in a real life situation, right?
Right.
I mean,
Uh,
I'd rather be able to run 10 miles or fight for like 25 minutes than just be all juiced up and jacked and be able to swing some power shots within the first for a few minutes, and then after that you're completely depleted.
right.
That's
Just
not
just enough to defend yourself, just in case.
Yeah, and you better knock the guy out in the first 3 minutes before.
Well, you know what? I'm about to let you go. I think this is a great conversation, bro, we had. Um, tomorrow, well, today, later on today, hopefully we get Pastor Oscar Bogart in here, and I can't wait, man.
Yeah, like I said, he sent me a message. I wasn't able to read it, but
Yeah.
I'm
All
sure
right, man.
yeah.
I'll hit you up tomorrow
All right, sounds
or
good, man.
today. Oh, all right, man.